smells like a little. It smells like chemically foam, but it's not that bad. Nowhere near as bad as that other pill we had. It was in the closet, remember? Yeah. That thing hurts. Don't. This one's not too bad. I'm just letting it air out. I think I should take this off. Let it out more or should I just do something? Yeah, I can. It just zips. I might do that. Yeah, let's do that. Just let this air out some. I may even I could throw that.
Okay. So we'll wait about a minute and a half, I think, and then we'll get started. Well, a minute now, according to both of my clocks. Okay, there we go. Oh. I always forget how loud that is on the microphone, my bad. Hey, Conker, it's going good. How's it going for you there? Just actually picking up the controller to get started right now, but I think it's probably a good idea that I go over to Colosseum Battle when we start right now so I can show you the progress that I've made. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Pokémon Colosseum, the Stream Edition. Last time I ended off by saying that we were going to do a little bit of Pokecoupon grinding here in battle mode with our now registered level 50 team from the story mode. Excuse me, and here we are at the other end of all that grinding. I was going to originally show off Pyrite Colosseum's double battle mode, but I decided, just for the sake of brevity, because we have 50 more zones in Mount Battle to do today, along with 2 rounds of the Under Colosseum to do, I decided for the sake of brevity I would just do it myself and get all the Pokecoupon grinding done that I wanted to do. So if we take a look over here, you can see we only have 200 coupons left, but our symbol up in the top left there is silver, which means I've collected up quite a few. Managed to buy Flamethrower for Flygon and Ice Beam for Quillfish. We'll get Thunderbolt from the rest of the zones in Mount Battle because we'll get about 4,000 more coupons just from doing those other 5 zones. So that's how that is. And I can also show you, because I managed, under some bizarre circumstance, to eke out a victory in the Under Colosseum and battle mode, both in single and double battles. So I can show you, because I've beaten all 6 of those, that the Ore Colosseum opens up once you've beaten all 6 of those, and you can do single and double battles there. So you can get 2,000 Pokecoupons from this one if you decide you want to challenge it, but it's even harder than the Under Colosseum, and I was already using a continue or 2 on the Under Colosseum just to get through single and double battles with my story mode team. So unless you have a team that's pretty well dedicated to battle mode, I'm going to say this is probably not a feasible way of getting lots of Pokecoupons quickly. The best way that I found, the quickest way I found, honestly, is to do Pyrite Colosseum single battle, because it takes about 15 minutes to fly right through it, and I flew right through it with the team that I had in story mode. And you get 1,000 Pokecoupons for about 15 minutes worth of work, which is faster than almost anything else in the game unless you can clear through Ore Colosseum really quick. So yeah, that's how that all went. So let's pop back on our story mode file, and I can show you the results of my, not really training, but I can show you the results of the coupons that I got. So we have Ice Beam over here on Quillfish, and we have Flamethrower over here on Flygon, and that will put us in decent shape for the rest of the game. Like I said, we still need to get Thunderbolt for Plusle, but we'll work on that on our way up to the mountain here. So, all that out of the way, we'll go do that. Doing alright, got back from a relatively quick grocery shopping trip a little while ago. It's always good when you can get that stuff done quickly, so you don't have to spend too much extra time, but you could be doing something else, you know? So that's all good. You're now playing Tui on an emulator on your PC? Oh, nice. Nice. Is that the DS version there, Conquer? Or are you playing the DS version, and is it working okay for you? Because I think we talked about this before, but I think I would feel more comfortable playing Tui on the DS emulator with a draw pad for the bottom screen, but I need to figure out the logistics of that before we play the game, so we'll figure that out at some point. Who do I want to put in? You know, I'll just leave Espeon and Umbreon in front as we go to Challenge Area 4, because, I mean, I don't really know what's waiting for us. I could look up a list of trainers here, but I don't really care all that much, and we need to get this done today, so I'd like to get this done today, that is, so we'll see if it all goes that way. Alright, off we go. Back into the thick of it for our challenge. We'll go up to Area 4, and we'll clear up through Area 8, I think was where I said I wanted to go. But you'll notice that the scenery has changed a little bit, because it's not just climbing up the mountain with a bunch of platforms on it. Once you reach a certain area, aka Area 4, you go inside of the mountain where there's a whole bunch of lava through this whole passage, and we'll be here for the next 3 zones, and then we'll move back outside the mountain, and then we'll be up at the top for the... Basically, it's areas 1 through 3, you're outside. Areas 4 through 6, you're inside of this lava chamber. Areas 7 through 9, you're outside again, but you're above the clouds. Actually, Area 10 is like that too, but at the end of Area 10 is when you reach the top of the mountain, so... But we won't be getting to the top of the mountain just yet, because we're going to do that in post-game. But I would like to get enough Pokecoupons to actually have all the moves I want, so... Grocery shopping trip will be finished tomorrow. Okay, so it's DS emulator. Okay, gotcha. Something of a challenge to get through, though. Yeah, I can imagine. It's a little tricky with the you know, using I would imagine you're using the mouse in order to do stuff on the bottom screen, so that could be a little bit of a trip. So, as you can see, by the time you get to Area 4, the Pokemon will be just strong enough to essentially rival the power of most of the trainers we were fighting back in Pyrite Town on the first episode. So, yeah, the first few areas, not really for training so much as they are for Shadow Pokemon purification. Now these areas will be a little bit more training-oriented, because we'll start to actually get experience somewhat. So, yeah. Partners become less and less helpful in battle the further you go in the game, so raising their stats is your current plan. Oh, okay, on auto battle. Okay, gotcha. I see. Boy, that was a fast bot. No, not boot, bot. There we go. They're getting smarter. They're starting to have names that actually sound like names that people would normally have. Oh boy. So I looked into how many battles we have left, and so now that we've done this one, we have 49 more battles left to do here in Mount Battle. We have 8 battles to do in the Under Colosseum rounds, and then there are a total of, I think, 10 battles, or maybe 11, but I'm pretty sure it's 10, that we need to do in Realgam Tower before we reach the final boss gauntlet. So I don't know if we'll get all of that done today, but I will try. I'm anticipating the rest of Mount Battle taking approximately 2 hours total, so maybe even a little longer because of the fact that the enemies will actually start to get remotely challenging by the end. So I think we're going to be going up to like level 55 by the time we're done, so it'll get a little bit actually to the point where I'll need to strategize rather than just spam my best attacks. I wonder if anyone's actually fallen for that wanna become famous bullshit that all those bots put in the chat. Like, I feel bad sometimes, right? Because sometimes I think about how they're, like, actually teenagers that use Twitch and, you know, maybe they get 1 or 2 viewers, but they're relatively fresh to the world and they may know by now, especially considering the fact that we start to introduce technology to our kids at, like, what, 3-4 years old now? Like, they've got a phone in their hand essentially from that age now, so they might know what a bot is by that point, but if you're not as familiar with technology and you're maybe 14, 15 years old, I feel bad for the kid that clicks on that thinking, oh my god, my time has come, and then they just get like a Trojan horse on their computer or some shit. I don't know. I guess I'm empathizing with people that may not actually exist, but it's... Sometimes I think about that and I'm just like, really? Come on. The best you're doing is ruining someone's day with these stupid bots. Of course, if you send them over here, my way, that don't matter to me, because the only thing that you're doing by putting a bot in my chat is you're giving me additional retention for my average viewer count, which is pushing me ever closer by inches and inches to getting that partner program, which will never ever happen, because I think if I had to entertain 75 people at the same time, I would probably go crazy. So I would never be able to read chat ever again. I could barely keep up when there's 5 people in here. 75? Oh my god. They'd have to commit me. I'd be in a mental hospital. Yeah, I got nothing, honestly. I'm just bullshitting at this point because a lot of the battles that we're going to be fighting for the rest of, at least for the next 3 areas, aren't really going to be all that threatening, because only once we get to Area 7 will they actually start getting to the point where the Pokemon are, you know, between 45 and 50, so then they'll actually start to get challenging. They'll give more experience the further we go along, but, yeah. Challenge, it's not really there right now. We got some cool music going, though, in the background. So that's fun. Yeah, they change up the music every 3 areas in this version of Mount Battle. Again, I wish they retained that in in Pokemon XD, but unfortunately in Pokemon XD they don't retain the changing up the music depending on what area you're in thing. They just have the same battle theme play through the whole of Mount Battle, and that makes it a little, I mean, it gets a little grating, I guess, sometimes. I like the battle theme they use in XD as much as the next guy, but it gets a little grating after a while to have to listen to it over and over and over again. Which is probably why when we do Mount Battle for XD, I'll be breaking things up a little bit, you know. It'll just be easier. This guy's Pokemon are level 23 and 24. What are you doing here, sir? Area 2 is back there. Yeah, pretty much going to be on autopilot because, yeah, these aren't going to be. I mean, I just one-hit KO'd a Magnemite with Psychic, so, like, we're not quite at the point where there's any challenge to be had yet, you know? So. Wonder if this was just, like, an error. Like, they accidentally gave him the wrong numbers for his Pokemon levels. They're just like, oh, well, where is this guy? Oh, he's in Area 2. Okay, well, 24 and 23. It's like, no, he's in Area 4, guys. Oh, boy. Well, anyway, we're past that now, so... Let's get to this rich kid who definitely won't give me any money, unfortunately. I could use a little of it. I went and bought some more supplies, and I'll show that after this battle. Hi, Cole. Oh, okay. Gonna watch me plow through Area 4 in Mount Battle, where the Pokemon are 20 levels or less slower than us?
I mean, it's just gonna be Espeon and Umbreon destroying the universe.
I mean, that's pretty much true, yeah. For a little while. Anyway. Goodbye, Shroomish. I'll see you in the next game. Yeah, I got a bot earlier. And I was lamenting what would happen with bots if they were in the chat of some poor teenage kid who thinks that their big number has come up in this bot. And they click on the link and it just yeah. It's like, yeah, his name is Diek. I know, that's probably an actual name, though. Like, that sounds like a Scandinavian name. I shouldn't make fun. Most of the time, the names in this game just are selections of vowels and consonants just thrown together, but... Cole just showed me a gif of a really short cat swatting at a really tall dog. And of course it couldn't reach because it's a short cat. And the dog's just like, well, okay, and walks away.
Man, having to go from work to home to, like, immediately going off to locals is...
Talk towards the mic so everyone can hear you.
Man, fuck!
So everyone can hear your lamentations about not having any free time. Which I get.
I mean, technically I have free time, but, like, I spend all of it prepping for D&D and/or at Yu-Gi-Oh! And/or sleeping.
Yeah, that's your 20s in a nutshell, unfortunately. You spend most of your free time doing other things. So, that Gulpin lived!
That Gulpin is legendary.
We're gonna start getting to the challenge now. All of 1 damage. But again, the challenge isn't really too bad anyway.
I would just like to make a point. Espeon just lost 5 HP.
Yeah. Not only did he manage to live, not only did he manage to live on 1 HP, he also got 5 hits off on his Bullet Seed.
That Gulpin is the luckiest thing this side of the universe. Man, I wish I was that lucky. I put them Showdown.
Yeah, I never get lucky on Showdown.
I vividly recall a discussion we had with my old group of friends about how the problem with competitive Pokemon is that because critical hits exist, there is no, like, surefire way to just clap somebody's cheeks. Like, you can outplay them, you can outskill them, but at the same time, parahacks and crits just... You could be, like, at a 5-1 lead, and a single crit could just fuck your entire life up.
Yep, pretty much.
Because then your sweeper gets fucked up, and then you gotta go to your next one, and then by the time they go in, they're gonna have to read the switch in. Because you're going to send in something, and you're going to be like, oh, they're going to try and beat the shit out of me. Oh no, let me send something in real quick that's tanky, and then they SD, and you just get wrecked. because they 1v5 you with one sweep.
Yeah. Well, here's the trouble, though, right? Is that so crits exist, and it makes RNG control the metagame, right?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, fair enough. But if crits did not exist, that would mean that Pokemon would be more tiered in terms of their usefulness than they are now. Like, Smogon makes tiers, but you can use basically anything and clap somebody else with basically anything in Pokemon because of the factors of luck that are in it. Do you really trust Game Freak to actually balance something that has to be more tiered than what Pokemon is now? Because my answer to that is hell no. There is no way in hell Game Freak... I mean, Game Freak can barely balance the games that they have now. I don't think they'll be able to balance games that require more tiering. You know, Volbeat and Illumise get a really, like, the short end of the stick, because they're in the same generation as Plusle and Minun, who get a special ability when they're both on the field. Meanwhile, Volbeat and Illumise are just like, okay, we're just together, I guess. And they do nothing. Evidently. They both quick attacked Umbreon and did a collective total of 13 damage.
They tried their best.
They did.
They did better than the 5 bullet seeds.
They did not do better than the other Volbeat and Illumise that we've seen in this game, though. Well, actually, the other Volbeat kind of sucked, but the other Illumise used Silver Wind 3 times and got 3 +1s from it, so...
Damn!
Yeah, every single time it used Silver Wind, it got +1. Granted, it died on the next turn, but it tanked a hell of a lot of damage because of those extra stats.
Damn, these 2 Pokemon have done more damage to your team than probably the entire last tier of this.
Yeah, pretty much every other battle we've been in. They've done next to nothing. Yeah, they pretty much are just like, hi, we exist! We're filler Pokemon.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
See, I think the problem with modern Pokemon is that because of their need to come up with an entirely new Pokedex every single generation, all these Pokemon just get left in the dust with interesting designs and with no evolutions.
Yeah.
To live forever at the bottom of a competitive tier list because they needed another fucking Pikachu. Damn, did I just go there?
I mean, you're not wrong. They have made another, you know, cute rodent in every single generation, so...
I can't believe I just went there. Like, holy shit.
I will say this, though, like...
Damn,
I'm not a...
warmer. Holy fuck.
I mean, we're in a lava area, so...
You right.
I'm not a big fan of Sun and Moon. Again, really, they just don't trip my trigger in a lot of cases, but anything past Gen 6, I can pretty much say the same thing. They just are not... Other than Let's Go. Let's Go was a lot of fun for me personally, but... Everything beyond that in Gen 6, 7, and 8, I'm just like, nah. But I do like Togedemaru. You know what a Togedemaru is, right?
Yeah.
It's the little electric steel rodent from Gen 7.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
See,
mostly because of his typing. But
here's my thing about Sun and Moon. I like base Sun and Moon for its story, some of its designs, and some of the weird things they did, like the league being constructed while you're playing, the really weird designs for the stories for the Ultra base because they felt really out of place, and that was really fucking cool.
Mm.
I hate Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon because it's basically just like they insisted on making the story more vanilla, even though the game was fine as is. If they literally, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, had the same fucking story with add-ons, I wouldn't have given a shit, but they cut so much shit from the base game. And that infuriated me.
That's weird. You'd think that they would add on to it more, considering it's the second version of the game.
Exactly. Do you remember that one scene with Lily on the islands with the fucking giant, with the Alolan palm trees?
Yeah.
From what I understand, that scene's gone.
With the Exegutors, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they cut it straight out of the game because it was making implications that Lily and the protagonists were actually going to go out and do a healthy relationship. God knows what the fuck they're so scared of that.
What, Game Freak being scared of that? They're scared of that because that means that the fans would clamor to have Lily come back in another generation. And they desperately want to throw everything from the previous generation in the garbage can, as we've seen on several occasions so far.
Sword and Shield is interesting for me. I like some of the weird open world stuff they do. I think it's boring, like now that I've experienced it, but like the first time you experience it out in that open world is really cool because you just see all these Pokemon running around. You know, you feel like a trainer. You don't feel like you're walking down a bunch of maze hallways. There's an open field with a truckload of Pokemon. Go get them, Tiger.
Yeah, and see, that's the premise of that Pokemon Legends game, too, is that there's more of an open world feel to it, so you can kind of explore around and find Pokemon. I just wish that, again, they didn't turn me completely off to it in the first trailer by having the open world run in 15 FPS. Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you, that doesn't.
Like, you guys need to stop that shit.
My biggest problem with Sword and Shield is the story, because the story sets up so much and then ends like 20 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
The game just says, oh, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. Oh, you're interested? Fuck you. Like, you could see that they were waiting for the expansions to capitalize on all the weirder questions the story was asking. And the problem is, even with all the DLC, they didn't really expand on that much. Because they were like, oh, you know, like, power crisis. Oh, you know, the chairman's evil, whatever. Go be Pokemon League. Let the adults take care of the problem. The adults can't take care of the problem, so you gotta go and fuck them up with your big dog with a sword. So it's like...
Who's able to turn on his center axis, by the way. He does not know how to turn around. Like, none of the dogs in Sword and Shield know how to turn around. They turn on their center axis. Like, there is a pin that you could stick through the center of both of the dogs in their models. And they turn on that instead of turning, like, actual,
the thing is,
you know...
and moving forward, the problem is that every single time the story began to come forward, the fucking champion would show up and say, let the adults take care of this, kids. You guys just worry about your Pokemon journey. There is not a single time in the game where I think your buddy just says, you know what, fuck these adults, let's go find out what's going on in the back.
At the end. Like, right when...
Right at the end, that's
like,
the only
right when
time.
you get to the league, that's the only time that you and your buddy who share one brain cell together are like, hey, let's go actually figure out if they're doing something wrong, because, like, I think they're taking a little while, and I think that's the reason why they were taking a little while is because the champion actually got beat or something like that. I forget. It's been a while since I played Sword and Shield.
But as per Sword and Shield, to throw something in the defense of it, I like the gym leader designs. I like the music in the game, and I like a lot of the character design. I also like that they seem to be going back to basing trainer designs around a head Pokemon in their party. Especially Marnie. Marnie's a knockout design. As is her older brother, who is a skunk. As a human. Which I find hilarious.
I did like the punk rock aspect of the team there. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't too bad.
Actually, you bring up another point. Team Yell is another interesting concept because they're literally just a giant support group. They are a fan club.
Well,
they're not evil. They're not out to destroy the world. They are literally out to cheer one person on. That's it.
Yep.
It was intriguing to see the team take a backseat and be like, yo, let's do something different this time instead of having the team come out of nowhere at the last second. Just drop kick the door and like, yo, fuck this champion.
No, it's just that the establishment came out of nowhere and decided that it was going to be the main villain.
I mean, after like Black White, how do you top that team?
You don't.
You don't.
The problem is you can't top Team Plasma because
they're Team Plasma.
Here's the thing. So Team Plasma played a psychological game with the player for 25 to 30 hours in Pokemon Black and White 1's main story where they said, we're out to liberate Pokemon from humans, and they had a point because some people in the Pokemon world were kind of dicks and they didn't treat their Pokemon well. And then Getsus undermines all of it at the very end of the game and says, yeah, I'm just out to make money, essentially. But that was an interesting twist on a game that had a different idea with what the team was, rather than it just being, oh, we're just out to make money, or oh, we're just out to, you know, make problems for the world. It was a full circle addition to what they did with Team Magma and Aqua in Gen 3, and what they continued with Team Galactic. It was like a logical step forward.
I think the thing is about Team Plasma 2 is they had balls. Like, holy shit.
Especially in the sequel, right? Because then...
Getsus just fucking tries to murder you. Like, there's no bullshit here. He's like, fucking die, child.
Gen 5 was something else, because again, they play a psychological game with the player for like 25-30 hours in Black and White 1. They undermine it at the end of the game and say, yeah, it was all a ruse, I'm just out to make money. But...
let's not forget
two things. Okay, yeah, you say yours because you're leaving.
And also, let's not forget, everyone, they straight up said, oh, Pokemon League? Castle!
Yeah, they canceled the Pokemon League because of what they did. But here's the thing, right, is that even though... Alright, Cole's heading out. Bye, Cole.
I'll try not to get O2'd at locals tonight.
Yeah, don't get O2'd at locals. That would suck. So, but again, even though they Getsus undermines his main message of the game by saying, oh yeah, I'm just out to make money, or I'm just out to be evil, or whatever the hell Getsus' plan is, there are still actual people in Team Plasma, including the secondary antagonist, who believe genuinely in what he said, where people generally treat Pokemon like dicks and they need to be liberated. Like, He duped everybody, including the secondary antagonist. That's ridiculous. And then you get to the second game, and Getsus drops all fucking pretense of trying to be a villain that manipulates people and just says, we're just a terrorist group now. They literally bomb a city in a Pokemon game. Like, that's as dark as this game. And then, of course, Cole was right. He does. He tries to kill you at one point. He has Kyurem use, like, Icicle Crash or some shit, and he tries to skewer you with icicles. Like, holy shit, Getsus. Sorry, Black and White 1 and 2 are my babies. I love them. I get a little overexcited when we talk about them. And the things I like about them specifically. So, initial message of Plasma also kind of went into the whole truth and ideals thing about the game's legendary dragons. Yeah, so it reinforced the whole concept of what their legendary Pokemon were. The game was very, like, designed very tightly with that message in mind, right? With the concept of this is the ideal way that things should be, this is the truth, the reality that we're facing today, and this is how we can change things by being better, by just treating our Pokemon better. So it was a very tightly designed game because all different aspects of gameplay interacted with the story. So, and of course, you know how I am. I love that sort of stuff in games when they, you know, interact with the story, with the gameplay, with the mechanics, with the characters. So, yeah. Yeah, that was a stroke of genius on Game Freak's part, and I don't know what happened after that, but they decided to stop having those strokes of genius in a lot of ways in the later generations, at least in my opinion. Again, I don't want to speak for anybody else, that's my opinion, so. Oh, look, we finally found where things are going to get a little more challenging, because these Pokemon are evolved and also at a decent level. His first plan didn't work out in the first Black and White games, and he said, F this, full terrorist time. Like the opposing dragon of the game you played chose N. Yeah, and that's the thing, too, is that they literally, one of the dragons decides, hey, you know what? This secondary antagonist actually has a point. And so that's great. Like, that's fantastic. It's a fantastic little way that they took the storytelling and made it go deeper than just have Pokemon, have friends, fight battles, be a kid. You know, and it's like, okay, that's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with have Pokemon, have friends, have battles, be a kid. But there are lessons that you can teach a kid and that they will be receptive to, even if they're more mature concepts in that sort of environment. Like, the world isn't always, you know, the best place that it can possibly be. Some people are bad, and there's nothing you can do about it. And if people are bad, sometimes other people will try to stop them and end up being bad themselves. So, yeah, it's great. It's a great little bit of storytelling that they did in Gen 5, and I appreciate it for it, and we'll get to Gen 5 eventually. It's probably going to be the last two Pokemon games I cover for the stream. Because after Colosseum and XD are done, I'm probably going to go way back to my roots and play Gen 1 and Gen 2. Not back-to-back, but probably close together. Probably not this year, though. By the time we're done with XD, it's going to be Christmas. So. Excuse me. Oh, I switched my Pokemon well, because, as it turns out, we have a flying type to take care of, so that's cool. I guess I'll Surf, because Spark... Actually, no, they're lower level, so Spark will KO. I was thinking, oh, maybe it won't KO, and then I can just finish it off with Surf, but... yeah. It's fine. Plus, you about to get, like, a level in, like, 2 zones here. I'm gonna have to slow you down. I'm gonna have to give Quillfish the experience share or something. Make it so that it catches up to you. It's okay, though, if Plusle ends up being at a higher level. I'm not really all that concerned about it, because it has the lowest, probably the lowest stat total out of most of my Pokemon in my party. I think Quillfish is about the same in terms of, like, the stats being... If you added up all the stats, they'd be about similar, but we'll figure that out. Again, I'm thinking about maybe swapping Quillfish out in the post-game for Alligator, and just... I'll train for Alligator up off-screen to give it all the special attack EVs that Quillfish has. Because... Oh, it's the Guts guy. Fantastic. Does he have Guts Pokemon? But just because of the fact that pure water typing is usually what I go for in a Pokemon team, because having a secondary typing on top of water just... It usually ruins the defensive nature of that water type, you know? Like, water is such a great defensive type because of the fact that it's only weak to a couple of things. In these generations, only electric is all that common. Grass is kind of common, but it doesn't have, like, a Thunderbolt equivalent. Grass has Giga Drain, you know? I don't want to hit plus all. I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. But yeah, so it's... Oh, okay. I guess I'll just flinch then. That's fine. Ah, yeah, back to Twilly. Okay, what you got? Week 3, day 5, and man, your partner can get comboed to death if you don't actively control them and you haven't invested into their... Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Oh my god. I mean, when I did it, what was my go-to method? I think what I did when I played Twilly on the DS was I was always... The reason why I want to play Twilly on the DS for the stream is because I was always a big fan of the light puck, which is that multiplier that bounces back and forth between you and your partner in the DS version. I don't think that exists in the solo versions because, well, your partner is like a... You press a button and your partner pops up, if I remember correctly. Like, they're not... You're not actively supposed to synergize between the two, or at least you're not encouraged to in the solo version. In the DS version, you are encouraged to synergize between top and bottom screen. And I think when I did it, I prioritized stuff that made it so that the light puck moved between the screens like as fast as it possibly could, and then I would just do really short, quick combos, and it would work out pretty good for me. Because eventually, like, you get that puck moving, it ends up doing like, you end up doing like 5 times the normal damage with your finisher, and you can just kill stuff so fast that it doesn't matter that they hit you and kill you in 2 or 3 hits because you just kill them in 1. So, don't think it does either, but you also haven't looked into the solo version. Yeah, I think I might have to look into it one of these days just to see, you know, because I don't remember. I think I looked up the solo version one time just for curiosity's sake, but I don't think I ever actually played it or anything like that, so I guess just Surf, because this Spark's gonna KO Corsola. So there's that, and then Mawile. It didn't Intimidate, did it? I mean, it doesn't matter with both one I have because they both only have special attacks right now. I got rid of Poison Sting on Quillfish for Ice Beam because even with Quillfish's higher physical attack and with Stab and with a super effective weakness, like Ice Beam just does like double the damage the Poison Sting would do, even in an ideal situation. So I said, forget it. I'll keep Protect because that could still come in handy if I'm Earthquake spamming, and then I can just go from there. So that Grappler got trashed, man. He came out and he just flipped over and died. So yeah, just use Ice Beam, whatever. Definitely play the DS version, take advantage of basically everything DS was capable of when before. Yeah, for sure. For the stream, definitely. Like, and even if I'm just playing on my own time, I would still probably play that version, to be honest. I just like that version better than the other ones. The other ones have never really appealed to me as much because it feels like they took out a lot of stuff from it, you know? Just based on what little I know about them, so. Oh, yeah, if you had a legit copy of it, yeah. I wonder if I still have my legit copy somewhere. Excuse me. I still haven't fully explored the box under my bed that has all of our old games in it, so... Probably if I went digging around, what I did was I would keep all the old Game Boy cartridges and all the old DS cards in these little boxes so that they wouldn't get dusty or, you know, smashed by anything. So, there's probably just like a little box with all our old DS games in it inside that box. Maybe one day I'll look into it, but it's a gigantic box. Like, it's the width of my bed, and my bed is like 5 feet wide, so... It's, okay, so maybe not 5 feet, but it's the width of a twin bed. That's how wide it is, so... Helping Hand Surf should KO, right? I mean, they're 14 levels lower. I would imagine. But I think we took about 19 minutes in the last area to finish it up, so if we keep up that pace where we're between like 19 and 25 minutes, then yeah, we should be fine in terms of the time. Even if we took 25 minutes an area, that's still only 125 minutes total to finish up, so that's 2 hours and 5 minutes, and we'll be in great shape to go do those 8 battles in the Under, and then we'll do the other battles in Realgam Tower, or at least some of them. If we don't get all of the stuff in Realgam Tower done today, it's perfectly fine. Like, I'm okay with doing that on the next episode when we go do the finale, because the more stuff we save for that, the better off we'll be with basically trying to make the finale stream as close to 2 hours as we can. So, I wonder if this Ice Beam will KO. Probably. I invested in special attack, so it probably will. That right there I'm not shocked at, but hopefully this is super effective and KO. So, there we go. I do think I'm going to have to be a little careful with my strategy, though, when I fight the final boss of Story Mode, because it dawned on me that I'm pretty sure Quillfish cannot outspeed the one Pokemon that I needed to hit with Ice Beam in that battle. Even if I'm like a few levels higher than where I am now, because like his speed is what? Well, yeah, 108. That's not going to outspeed what I need to outspeed, so probably what I'll need to do is I'll probably need to have Plusle paralyze that Pokemon before Quillfish comes in and Ice Beams it, so that way it can not be a big speed trap problem. Or I could just put up Reflect and then I'll be okay, but, you know. You got defense and special defense? Okay, well, whatever. Ball. Okay, fair enough, kid. Maybe don't cry about it, but, or... You know, it's gotta be dangerous to be a roller skater in here, because there's no railings here. Like, I mean, I can't run off because I'm, you know, trapped by invisible plot walls, but... That kid, I don't know. Roller skates in here seems like a terrible idea. Alright, Flygon and Heracross time. We'll let them do some stuff because the others are at 51. So we'll just try to evenly raise our team as best we can. But eventually, like once we get to Area 7 and then even more so in Area 8, we're going to have to start actually strategizing where we use Pokemon that actually make sense, that have type advantages and stuff. So, yeah. But we'll get to that eventually. So, like, Earthquake will KO Kadabra easily. Brick Break will... No, Brick Break won't KO Natsu, will it? Not at this point. It's quad resistant, so... I mean, I'm gonna try anyway, but... I don't think it's a plan that I'm actually going to come around to the other side on, that it's successful, you know? So it seems like that'll basically just always do 40 damage to Heracross, no matter what level we end up, because, well... will end up being, you know, for all of the extra attack the Flygon gets, Heracross will end up getting extra defense, so probably just do about the same amount of damage no matter what. Unless I, like, get a bunch of defense EVs from somewhere. I don't know where I'd get those from, but, you know. Oh, good, he got a defense boost. Medicham just dies to Earthquake, I think. If it doesn't, it'll live on a little bit. I don't know, we'll figure it out from there. It's fine. I'm not concerned. It is cool that she actually evolved it, though, because, like, you know, in this game, sometimes the trainers just don't evolve their Pokemon. Sometimes, so... But here, you don't really have to worry too much about HP loss, because, again, you get healed at each platform once you beat the trainer, so... You can kind of just spam Earthquake with impunity. Who cares if it weakens your Pokemon? You're gonna get some HP and stuff back anyway. So, I think the fact that she's talking about no light illuminating your path there and your path turning dark has something to do with the fact that her Pokemon would use Flash on you in that battle, but, well, I guess if you beat her fast enough, it doesn't matter what she'll use. I could swear, though, that the dialogue in here is giving me some serious deja vu, though. I could swear that these are, like, the same trainers that are in here in Pokemon XD. Or maybe I've just done this area enough times from training Shadow Pokemon and stuff that I remember these lines, but I could swear it's the former, where it's actually, like, in XD, but I don't know. Alright, so Lombre will live, so let's just Brick Break it. But keep spamming. I can't believe it actually almost died from that. It's funny. Oh yeah, and they'll get more Pokemon as we go up and up as well, so... Eventually these battles will start taking a little while. Am I concerned about that? No, not really. We'll be fine. That Tentacool is about to make me act up with more Earthquake, though, I'll tell you what. Although I could use... No, I could use Giga Drain on Seadra, but I don't think I should. Because if I Earthquake and then Brick Break, I can end this battle this turn. If I Giga Drain, I would be lucky to end it this turn. Or I could just KO both of them with Earthquake. That works, too. Guess I was giving Seadra a little too much credit, huh? It's got decent defense, but evidently it didn't have enough. Sorry if I'm yawning stuff so much. I woke up early today because I had to give myself an ear treatment today. Kind of gross, but I eventually, you know, if you wait too long, you get earwax buildup, and so you have to take care of it. And I have a kit here at home. It's just over the counter that you can use to take care of it. And I did the treatment yesterday. And I let gravity do the work because I slept on that side, and I let it do the work that day because I, you know, was just waiting for it all to work. And I woke up this morning, my ear was completely plugged up because what I think might have happened is that the earwax kind of got stuck somewhere. And again, I'm sorry if this is gross for anybody. But I think it didn't, like, all come out. Gravity did not do the work for me like I was hoping that it would. So I ended up doing another treatment and laying on my side and trying to let gravity do the work, and still didn't work out for me. So then I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just go about my day and I'll just see what happens, and I'll do another treatment tomorrow. And if it keeps acting up, I'll, like, I don't know, call my doctor or call urgent care or something and go to it. And so gravity, you would think would be able to do the work because I'm laying on my side for it, but I'm walking around upright today. And my ear's just popping all day. So, like, it's all loosening up in there, and I can actually hear out of it. Not fully at this point, but I can hear out of it a lot better than I did this morning, that's for sure. But it's like, how does gravity not work? But then I'm standing upright all day, and it's just loosening up in there like it's, you know, getting ready to exit my ear canal. I'm sorry. I feel like every time I talk about that, it's just gross, but I have to paint a picture, you know? So, okay, after this battle, we're halfway done with Mount Battle. That was fast. And like I said, from here we'll probably have to start actually strategizing a little bit, so we'll do that. But like, yeah, like my ear is popping at the moment while I'm streaming. Like, as I open my mouth, I can feel it popping. It's like, what is even going on? So there is a nice little if you ever feel like your ears are plugged up, though, there is an exercise that you can do. I actually looked this one up online, and it actually worked pretty good for me today, and that's probably part of the reason why my ears are not as plugged, my one ear is not as plugged up as it was, is you close your mouth and you plug your nose, and then you breathe out through your nose like you're going to go below your nose. Now, don't breathe too hard, of course. You don't want to bust anything in your eardrum or anything, but, you know, blow out normally, like about the same speed that you would if you were blowing your nose. And that works surprisingly well to clear, because what it does is it resets the equilibrium between your inner ear and your middle ear. I think that's what the website said. So it actually is quite effective at getting your ear to pop and getting anything that's blocking the passage to loosen up a little bit. So, look at that, flamethrower's already coming in handy. Perfect. Got all these bug types here that, well, see, we don't have a flying or a rock type move to really take advantage of here. And rock type moves in this game and in XD are kind of hard to come by in some cases, because Rock Tomb isn't even in this game, as far as I'm aware. And in XD, you can get Rock Tomb, but it's a base 50 power move, you know, it isn't really all that effective, unfortunately. And I mean, there's like 1 or 2 Pokemon in XD that get Rock Slide, but, well, that's split because of how double battles work, so it only ends up doing about 37.5 base power, which is not exactly ideal. So I'm just gonna swap both of you out. Let's bring Espeon in. Espeon can take on Golbat, and Plusle can take on Pelipper, and we'll both take a hit here, but it should be okay. The gravity is weird. I don't know what the hell it's doing. Oh, supersonic. Okay, well, I can handle that. Especially when it misses. That's about the only physical attack that you're actually going to be able to take well, Plusle. Sorry to say it, but probably true. It's flying type attacks. Alright, so that should take care of this. We're halfway done. Oh, that's like 3 dead Pelippers, so yeah, maybe even 4, considering it's a lower level. But Flygon's 51, so that's good. Heracross will get there pretty soon, and Plusle will probably be 52 when Quillfish is still halfway to 52, so... Yeah, after a while, now that we don't have to worry so much about trying to stay at a specific level, I can kind of just raise Plusle with impunity, and so it will gain quite a few levels on the rest of our team because of its boosted experience, so... And sorry if I haven't really been paying attention to what any of the NPCs say here. Most of the time they don't say anything really that substantial, so I usually just kind of, you know, let them say what they're going to say and I just gloss over them. Have we made it over the threshold yet for Pokecoupons? No, we haven't. So that symbol that I was talking about before, it's the symbol that's next to the Pokecoupon thing over there on my ID tag. So keep an eye on that, because I think once we beat this next area, or maybe the area after, that symbol will actually change to gold, because we will have earned a total of 10,000 Pokecoupons. Well, yeah, total, collectively, across the whole story mode, so... Oh yeah, and I said I was going to show off the supplies that I bought, and I didn't do that, so let's take a look at them now before I save. I went back to the Under, and I bought more fresh water and lemonades. I got up to 25, so that should do us for probably the rest of the game. Probably won't need to go rebuy anymore. But I also bought a few more max potions, I bought a couple more full restores, and I think I also bought more Ultra Balls. Yeah, I bought up to 30, just as a safety precaution for later. We probably won't need that many, but no, it's better to be safe than sorry, I guess. So... But yeah, we should be good on most of our supplies. I think I might want to, when we go to the Under and do the Under Colosseum, we're going to get about 14,000 more dollars. So I might want to buy just a few revival herbs to have them. I'm not sure if I'll actually need them, but having that max revive is nice, because max revives in this game are really scarce. So yeah, you got to make do with what you got, unfortunately. Even if it reduces your Pokemon's happiness. But to be fair, it's not like I'm kicking around using return at this point, you know? So... Alright, this looks very earthquakeable. So let's do that. And then we'll Brick Break. And knock out probably whatever comes in. See, this lady's got the idea. She has the same-ish team as that other guy, but his team was like 10 levels lower than everybody else for some reason. I don't know. Whatever he was doing wasn't working for him, unfortunately. At least not with us. What I would like to do, by the way, is I would probably like to have Flygon and Heracross be a lower level than the rest of the team, like maybe just by 1 level, honestly, before we go into Realgem Tower. if I can, because they're really useful against the trainers in Railgun Tower. Like, I looked up the trainer list in between streams, and they're actually really useful against them. They have pretty good type advantages because of, well, fighting types are just going to be pretty useful in general because they hit so many types super effectively. And Flygon has so much versatility now that it has 4 different kinds of moves that it just hits a lot of stuff super effectively, so... So we'll see what we can do about that. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. They'll just end up being a little bit of a higher level than everybody else, but that's fine. Does Cacnea die faint to a flamethrower? Probably. Probably also faints to a Brick Break, which means I might be able to Giga Drain. Well, I probably won't be able to KO the Phanpy because it's not 4 times effective. Giga Drain is the strongest special move I have for it on Flygon's moveset, but yeah, I didn't think so. The problem is that Flygon just hasn't really gotten a whole lot of EVs since we got them. Same with Heracross. So, their moves will still be powerful, but it won't be as powerful as if they were used by, like, let's say, Espeon or Quillfish in some cases, because they just don't have as many EVs to work with. So. But we'll work on that as we go here. Part of the reason why I wanted to do all these battles in Mount Battle here is because it'll get us some extra EVs that we can use for Flygon and Heracross specifically, so that they can be in good shape when we move along. So, I suppose in that vein, I probably should keep them out more often than everybody else, but that's fine. Espeon and Umbreon are basically done with EVs at this point anyway, and Puzzle and Quillfish I think still have about... I'm going to say like 100 left to go. I don't know that number for sure off the top of my head, but I'm going to say that's what it is. This guy's team was very advantageous, though, for this particular combination of Pokemon. We did pretty good against them. I'll Giga Drain again. I like Earthquake as much as the next guy, but... well, you know. Gotta give Heracross a break somewhere. At some point, she's gonna want to end the battle with full HP, you know? Okay, so that's Zone 52 complete. We got 28 more. Let's bring out Espeon and Umbreon again. Just get them a little bit of extra EXP, and we'll just swap around as we go here. Probably by the time we're done with this place, my guess is that Espeon and Umbreon and Flygon and Heracross, well, actually everyone except Plusle probably. My guess is they'll be around level, let's say like 53, maybe, with Plusle being 54. So, we'll gain a few levels. Although that might be after the Under Colosseum, to be honest, because we'll get quite a few levels over there too, so. I'm just gonna do this, just double team this thing, just in case. It's a Skip Bloom, it has good special defense, so. If I didn't KO, I wouldn't be shocked. But, like, Lileep does nothing, basically, so I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, like, if that's the worst you're gonna do, then whatever. You know what I might do, though? Actually, here, now let me KO the Ledian. And then let me taunt the Lileep. I could have snatched it too, but, well, I don't know if it's using a boosting move, or it could use Ingrain even after using Amnesia once, so you never know. I'm probably going to get Heracross in here, though, just to smack it up. Oh, yeah, you were going to use Confuse Ray, huh? No, not anymore, you're not. Heracross in. Just for the hell of it. That's not bad, considering it's at +2. It's a fairly defensive Pokemon. Well, was at +2. Not so much anymore. Gross. Alright, Heracross, let's bring it home. Yeah, so it should be a fairly chill stream for a little while here because there ain't really a whole lot left to say, I guess. It's pretty much just battle after battle after battle. I do want to do these on screen though, so I can, you know, show you what I'm up to with this stuff. I mean, I guess I could have done this stuff off screen, but it's a lot of battling to do off screen. You'd be missing, I mean, you're already missing. At the end of the game, you'll have missed a total of 8 hours of me running in circles to purify Pokemon, but I didn't think that was worth showing on screen because I'm just running in circles, so. This, at least there's something going on, you know, and you can see the team slowly grow over time while we're running through these areas, so. And you get to see all the scenery, too. Is fancy. Will Feint Attack KO Rhyhorn in there? I don't know. Guess I could try. But probably, I mean, I don't need to prioritize the Delibird with Psychic, but I'm probably going to KO it anyway. Good experience, though. I'll give Delibird that. It makes for a fancy feast for my Pokemon in terms of experience. Nope. Okay, not quite. That's fine. Because we'll take care of the rest next turn. I'm surprised it did that much damage per hit, honestly. Umbreon's pretty tanky, all things considered, but evidently it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot of damage, but it was more than I expected. I was thinking maybe 5 per hit. But there goes that one. And we're working our way up. We've almost got these guys at level 52. We'll get Plusle and Quillfish in here in a little bit, probably at an inconvenient moment where it'll be more advantageous for me to just have Espeon and Umbreon in. Because that's usually how that goes, is I'll switch them and then it's like, oh, I should have had these two out instead. Whoops. Oh well. Like here, it would probably be better to have Plusle and Quillfish out, actually. Hey, Lifeblood, how's it going? Welcome. You're here and you are late. That's okay, Lifeblood. We're just doing Mount Battle stuff and probably just the Under Colosseum stuff today. I don't think we're going to do much more than that. So you haven't really missed a whole lot. We are in Area 6 of Mount Battle right now. And we're going to work our way up to Area 8, the end of Area 8, before we leave. And head out to get the last TM that I want to get before confronting the final boss, so. Yeah, you ain't missed a whole lot. We're inside of Mount Battle's volcano area now, though. Once you reach the 4th area, you move inside of the volcano, and then you come back out once you leave Area 6, so. It's cool. It makes it so that the scenery change actually makes it so it's not just like the same thing over and over again, you know? So, I like it. Okay, this is less full now. So, set it up here and probably still make a lot of noise. My apologies. I think I need to find like a separate spot to put my water bottle, but like, I don't want to lay it over here because if I lay it down by the anywhere near the microphone cables or the computer or anything, I run the risk of short-circuiting something, and if I lay it anywhere else, it'll be on the carpet and it'll probably fall over, so kind of SOL. Okay, so there's Espeon's final move that it can learn in its moveset, Morning Sun. It restores half of your HP, and even more if you're in sunlight, but I usually prefer rain, so I'm not going to bother with this. We have potions for that, so I don't think I'll need it. Espeon's moveset right now is really solid anyway. Wouldn't want to change it for much of anything, to be honest. Excuse me. Only time I would want to change it would be if I could get Safeguard on it, which I cannot. It can't even learn it by TM, so unfortunately. But there will be times where I will want Safeguard, and I won't have it. But that's post-game, so we aren't going to worry about that for right now. I sure did, kid! I wish I could actually take you up on your word for that, but I don't think you do get tougher. I think you're about the same difficulty. If it is what I think it is, where these trainers are the same trainers in XD, I mean, they might change trainer classes, but I think they're, in this area, I think it's the same trainers in Pokemon XD, which takes place a few years after this game. If they are the same, I think he has about the same level Pokemon by the time you get to this area in XD, although they handle the levels in Mount Battle a little bit differently in Pokemon XD. Instead of having a nice even level curve like they do in this game, they give you several, like a couple of areas in a row where they'll be about the same level as the area before you, like it'll be a range of maybe 2 or 3 levels, and then all of a sudden they'll jump up like 10 levels in the next area, or in some cases even more. Like, I think in XD we won't be doing past Area 7 until the post-game, because, or actually, yeah, I don't even think we'll get to Area 7, we'll get done with Area 6 and that'll be about it. And the reason for it is because after you get to a certain point on the mountain, they just jump the levels up from like 42 to like 57 with no gap whatsoever in between. And there are very few situations where you would ever even want to get to level 57 in Pokemon XD. As a matter of fact, I think the only reason you'd want to get to level 57 would be for Mount Battle itself. So, yeah, I don't know. Umbreon's also learning a new move, Moonlight. It's functionally very similar to Morning Sun. There was a difference in Gen 2 because there was the day-night cycle in Gen 2, and so Moonlight would restore more HP at nighttime, whereas Morning Sun would restore more HP in daytime. But in this game, there's no difference. They both just restore 50% of your maximum HP, so they're good, but the movesets I have in both of these guys are so good at the moment that I really don't want to swap them out for much of anything. So, and we'll finish this battle out, and once we're done, we'll go hit up the next area, and we'll probably swap Espeon and Umbreon out of the party, out of the team, and let them, that's functionally the same word. We'll swap them out of the front 2 slots, there you go, and then we'll let somebody else take a turn. Well, you should, man. I mean, this is a Pokemon game. If you didn't love Pokemon, you're in the wrong game. I heard you the first time, man. Alright, let's see. So we'll swap you out for you two. And probably by this point in the game, especially if you did what I said where you go train and get Poke Coupons, well not train, but get Poke Coupons to get all those TMs you need in battle mode. At this point you could probably go confront both the Under Colosseum and you could also probably go confront the final boss of the game. Or at least at the main story mode, not including post-game, because there's a few bosses in post-game too. But you could probably go confront them if you wanted to at this point. It just might be a little bit tricky to do that until a little bit later, so I'm gonna choose to not do that just yet, and we'll take care of it once we're a little bit higher on our levels. It just helps, it just gives you a little buffer against everything you're fighting from then on, you know? So. That's just another love disc, okay. Well, whatever. Quillfish ain't doing a whole lot here, but I want to switch it out because it really needs the EXP, so don't want to split that too much, you know? Oh, I don't think you understand the mistake you have made there, Goldeen. I mean, you've given yourself Swift Swim, I suppose, but yeah, I can just do this now and ignore accuracy and evasion penalties. There is a specific reason, by the way, that I have not forgotten Thunder on Plusle, and we're probably going to find what that specific reason is in this particular stream once we go to the... Basically, once we go to the Under Colosseum, we'll find it. And I might want to grab a spare Thunder TM anyway from the Under, just so that way I have it, in case I want to reteach it instead of Protect, which is what I'm planning on having Plusle use instead of Thunder. I'm just going to give it Thunderbolt instead of Spark, and that'll give it some good moves to have for later. But, yeah, so the plan is to keep Thunder until we hit a very specific trainer in the Under Colosseum, and then once we hit that very specific trainer, we won't need Thunder anymore after that, because Thunderbolt will just do better for us in most situations, so. The only time you gotta be careful is when you're facing a trainer that likes spamming evasion moves or accuracy drop moves. And that would be when Thunder would become useful, because it wouldn't matter how many times they used Double Team, or they used Sand Tack, or they used what have you. Doesn't matter, because in the rain, Thunder just doesn't check for accuracy or evasion when it hits in this generation. I think it checks for it in later generations, but I don't think it does in this one, if I recall correctly. So, at least I haven't missed a Thunder in the rain yet, so even when they were spamming. Well, have I fought anybody that spammed Double Team while I was using Thunder? The point is, we're going to find out when we go to the Under Colosseum if that's true or not, so we'll be fine. Also, your makeup is ruined by perspiration because you're in a volcano, lady. If you wanted to wear makeup, I would say wear it outside, where it's not going to get all messed up on you. Alright, this is fine. Because I can probably KO both of these guys in one hit. I mean, Coughing might live because it's Spark, but she doesn't have the best special defense, so didn't see the gender until too late. Well, Plusle's level 52, so that's pretty good. Got almost enough speed to absolutely 100% outspeed that one Pokemon that I want Quillfish to hit with Ice Beam, so probably one more level and we'll be at that point. So. Like, I actually did a check to make sure. I went on the calculator for Pokemon Showdown and I said, okay, so let's say that it's at the level that it's at, and it has a maximum speed IV. How much speed is it going to have? Like, I don't anticipate it somehow having a positive nature or anything like that for it, but I guess that would be just absurd. But I don't know. We'd figure it out anyway if that was the case. I'd still try to paralyze it. But probably my go-to strategy once we get to Real Game's Colosseum, because it says in the thing there's a Colosseum at the top and that's where the final battles will be. Once I get there, my strategy is mostly going to be, hey, Reflect and Light Screen, you guys are really good, I should use those. And it occurs to me that I used Reflect as well when I did Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, because I had enough special defenders, but my physical defenders were not exactly the best in my team there. And then I'm using Reflect and Light Screen in these two games, like I'll be using it again in XD as well. But I'm not going to use it in any of the other Pokemon games that I play after this, because it just won't be as useful as it was in these games, so I don't know, it seems like there's kind of a parallel there, you know what I mean? But I could be grasping at straws, I don't know. Okay, so Corsola gets KO'd by Ye Olden. Either Surf with a Helping Hand or Spark. Volbeat probably doesn't get KO'd even by a Helping Handed Surf, but I might get away with it if I do this and then this. I might get away with murder. Probably should have set up the rain first if I was going to do this, though. Definitely should have set up the rain. Because that sure ain't a whole lot. Alright, so we're probably both going to gun for Plusle because, well, Corsola doesn't like Plusle at all. Oh, that's going to hit Quillfish, okay. Ow. That's fine. I can handle that. We didn't quite KO. I can probably KO Volbeat with an Ice Beam now. It's probably fine. Probably got enough. HP's probably low enough, you know? I think I would find Corsola's fainting animation a little bit funny because of the slapstick-esque feel of it, where it's like slides one way and then it slowly falls the other way. But I don't know, it just feels like it takes too long to get to the joke, you know? It's not like Hitmonlee where he just falls flat on his face. He just drops directly onto the ground, you know? Like, that's funny. But, I don't know, Corsola just takes too long to get to the joke of it. So, at least that's what I think, anyway. I'm gonna T-Wave this Illumise. I should be able to, well, I don't know if I will be able to KO a Roselia with Ice Beam from a non-stab Pokemon. The level advantage will help, but still, I don't know. Roselia's got decent special defense, so it's not the best, but it's pretty good. Okay, well, that'll work then. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, definitely wanted Quillfish to get the EXP from that Roselia. They give a lot of experience. That one just gave like almost 2,000. So, between the two of my Pokemon. I know it was boosted, obviously, for Plusle, but like, that's a lot of experience. So. Let's see, probably a Spark Surf combo will work well for us here. It looks like by the time Plusle gets to, or rather by the time Quillfish gets up to 52, which is probably in another Pokemon or two here, Plusle will be pretty close, if not at 53. So. Look at it go. Look at all that EXP it's gaining. He's gaining. I did go easy on you. This is easy there, lady. I'm not even using my brain. I'm just attacking. If you wanted me to go harder, then I would actually be thinking, but in this case I wasn't thinking. I was just attacking over and over again. I mean, I could have just Unga Bunga'd you and used Flygon and Heracross, but I had a little more class. I used my Grenade Fish instead. You're loco, so are you actually crazy, or do people just call you that? That's me. I shouldn't say that. Oh boy. But imagine just saying, "Hi, I'm loco," to someone, and it's like, are you really, though? What do you mean? Alright, so how do I want to handle this one? Probably with a Rain Dance, I think. Seems like a good idea. Let's T-Wave the Wigglytuff and set up a Rain Dance. Because then I can Surf with impunity, I can use Thunder, which will take out the Azumarill easily. Wigglytuff doesn't have a whole lot of speed, so this Paralysis isn't really all that necessary, but, well, I'm going to KO the Azumarill next turn, so I don't really need the Paralysis on that. Ah, Defense Curl Rollout, I see. That strategy might take a little too long to get off the ground, unfortunately for you. So, of course, if you're using Defense Curl Rollout, Plusle might not be all that useful here. We'll see. Let's just zap. That's like 2 dead Azumarills there. Good lord. Plusle, slow down. Alright, Quillfish is 52. Plusle will get to 53 very easily in this battle because most of these Pokemon, if not all of them, will be fully evolved, so. Let's do some surfing. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, neither is that. This poor Wigglytuff. Oh, sorry, man. Sucks to be you. Alright, so now I'm going to KO the Wigglytuff because Thunder will do enough damage, and, well, Surf will do enough damage for Ariados, so. as you can see, Rain Dance and Thunder is a pretty good combination in double battles. I mean, it's a good combination in single battles, too, so... When you can set up the Rain with one person and Thunder with the other, yeah, it works pretty good. Wait, if this was a Defense Curl rollout team, what's her Ariados gonna do? It can't learn Defense Curl rollout, can it? That would be just funky. Like, what would it roll out with? I guess its thorax is a bit of a ball, but not that much. Okay, Wobbuffet. Actually, that's a good opportunity to bring in Umbreon. So we can get a little extra experience. Let's get this Wailmer out of here, though. And let's bring in Umbreon. Oh, right, Shadow Tag, duh. It's like, oh, hey, here we go. But no, it was not meant to be, unfortunately. So, I guess we'll just surf and hope for the best. And get mirror coated to death, but that's fine. I'm not really concerned about it. Probably won't get mirror coated to death this turn, even if I surf it at single target, because Wobbuffet's got a lot of HP, so... Okay, maybe it will KO me in one hit. Goodbye, Quillfish! Yeah. That's a little unfortunate, but what can you do, right? He did some good work while he was on the field. I guess I'll just swap Umbreon in, because I said I was going to do it before, so now I'll do it. But the rain's still going, so that means Bustle can just keep spamming Thunder. Won't even need Umbreon to use Feint Attack. Who says Plusle's not strong in this game? I beg to differ. What more evidence do you need? I mean, it still needs Reflect in order to even survive a light physical breeze, but, you know, it's fine. Alright, let's go grab our coupons. And we'll save, and then we got 2 more areas to do, and then we're in good shape. And I think we should be okay, because we got 45 minutes to 50 minutes to clear through these next 2 areas. And once we do that, we'll be about 2 hours, a little more than 2 hours in, so... then we'll be in good shape. You two are done for now, though, so let's get Flygon and Heracross back in here. And then when we switch to Espeon and Umbreon again, the team will be back the way it was before we started, so that's cool. Yeah, even if this takes another hour, it's not really a huge deal to me, honestly, because then it'll be like, what, 6:50, 6:49 if it's another hour. The 2 sets of battles in the Under Colosseum will probably take us maybe 20 minutes collectively. So, I think we'll be okay. 20 or 25 minutes, and then after that... excuse me, something... air caught in my throat! Hang on. But yeah, even if we get to that point, it's not a huge deal, because we'll just save at the... you know, at our save point in Railgam Tower, and we'll be good. Also, hey! Semi-final battle music. So yeah, for the last 39 zones here, we'll be listening to Semi-Final Battle. And I like it! It's a pretty good track, so I'm definitely digging it, that's for sure. Yanma might get KO'd by a flamethrower. Flygon's special attack is just not all that there, so it's kind of difficult to judge just yet. I'll send Quillfish in. He's got a resistance to Bug. And Protect, in case these end up being not just Bug and Flying types. I can use Earthquake. Okay, there we go. Nice. Poor Yanma just totally gets shafted until Gen 4. And then it only doesn't get shafted in Gen 4 because of its evolution, so. Alright, so what I think I'll do is I will Flamethrower the Ledian, and then... I just don't want it to, like, start setting up screens or anything like that, so Actually, you know what? I'll Flamethrower the Masquerain, and I'll just Ice Beam the Ledian. If it gets KO'd in 2 hits, it gets KO'd in 2 hits. No big deal. We'll be fine. He's got one more Pokemon, so I gotta kind of keep moving along here. Although maybe Surf would have been better, because then I wouldn't have done much to the Ledian, but it would have KO'd the Masquerain, so... That's not too bad, though. But yeah, see, it'll start setting up screens and stuff, which Reflect isn't really a big deal to me, because I'm not using physical attacks right now. But, yeah. Okay, that could actually be effective for you, considering I'm using Fire. But, not really that worried about it. Wonder if Water Sport stays for the entire battle. Like, even after Masquerain faints, does it still stick around where you're just cucked for fire moves for the rest of the battle? I don't know. I don't ever use Water Sport or Mud Sport, so I couldn't really tell you one way or the other. What I can tell you for a fair amount of certainty is that we're definitely getting mileage out of those TMs that we got. Oh, the Poke Coupon grind is not fun, but at least it has a worthwhile reward at the end, so... Reflect is up, though, isn't it? Yeah, actually, now that I think about it. So probably Earthquake is not the best idea. Let's just Flamethrower and Surf. Even though Water Sport is up, the combination of the two should take care of Ariados. Yeah. Pretty easily. Go. Easy enough. And that's our first battle here. Well, kid, if you got some blisters, you might want to go back to the rest area so you can get those patched up, because we are way high at this point, so you do not want to be getting ready to fall off of this platform there, kid, from, you know, hurting yourself or something. That would not be good. Alright, so Heracross is going to need quite a bit of experience to keep going after this, but we'll be okay. I am, yes. Really? I don't believe you. Oh, we're in a battle. Okay, I believe you. Okay, Lunatone and Solrock I can probably handle. I think a Giga Drain and a Brick Break are in order here. I'll probably do it on Lunatone because it has the higher special attack of the two. And I don't feel like eating a Psychic to the face with Heracross. It would probably hurt a little bit. But we'll just whittle them down. I guess they really don't want you Earthquake spamming in this area though, huh? First battle has mostly Pokemon that are flying. Second battle has Pokemon that levitate. That's fun. I like Solrock and Lunatone as Pokemon, to be honest. It's just kind of like Heracross, though. I just never really get to use them all that much. So, it's kind of a shame, honestly. Because they're pretty... I like their designs. They're pretty cool. So that Solrock will be a bit of a problem because of Cosmic Power, but I think we'll be okay. We'll just soften it up. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll soften it up some more and go from there. I have an opportunity to Brick Break this Dunsparce, so I'm not going to pass on that. Because it's super effective! So, that's that. Let's see what his fourth is. That was a really small amount of experience, all things considered. Okay, well, Heracross is probably going to take that, so... But that's okay. So Sandslash is another candidate for the Giga Drain treatment, and I guess I'll just... Well, I should probably take out the Solrock, like, be sure that I'm taking it out first, so let's just do this. Yeah, that's a possibility, Conquer. They might have been, becoming self-aware a little bit. The funny part is that Earthquake Spam is actually, like, the main strategy that the final boss of Mount Battle in this game uses, if I remember correctly. So, they might have just been like, hey, there's all these trainers down here that are able to block it, but doesn't mean they were able to stop the rest of his offense, Because he uses Earthquake as his main thing, but he still has a bunch of different varied typings and super effective moves that he can use against you, so... It gets a little hectic, but, well, we'll be okay. Not as hectic as it does in XD, because in XD they have a 10 level advantage on the final battle of Mount Battle in this game. Here it's level 60, whereas in XD it's level 70. And in addition to that, they use legendary Pokemon in Pokemon XD, starting from, like, the last couple of areas. I don't think they do that in this game, so... I'll bet you the strategy for the second to last trainer is the same, though, between games, because in XD, I distinctly remember Zone 99 having a trainer that uses Protect and Explosion on, like, all of their team members. So that'll be fun. How are you guys doing here, anyway? Oh, you're almost there, and you've got, like, what, almost 5,000 to the next level, so, okay, that's fine. We will make it work, Heracross, we will make it work. Because you need a little more experience than everybody else, unfortunately. But that's okay. Well, if you need to get on with your next research project, what are you doing up here? Are you on the clock, or does your lab need you to take a second job for you to get enough funding? I don't know. That's a clam pearl. That's a clam pearl all the way up here. This is the highest that clam has ever gotten. Let's see. I guess we'll just Giga Drain it. It'll probably die. Or faint. Brick Break will take care of Delibird. Okay, well, almost. That's close enough. I'm good with almost. If Plusle was out here, it'd be dead, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be. Because, like, what does Clamperl even do, you know? Like, it has Water Gun and, like, Iron Defense and maybe, like, a couple other things, but it doesn't do a whole lot, so... I'll tell you what I need to do, though, is I definitely need to get Flygon some attack EVs, because having less attack than its special defense is kind of sketching me out a little bit. I mean, it's fine, whatever, but... it's not as fine as I would like it to be, you know? I'm just... I was thinking about it, but I don't think I'm gonna. I was thinking about Earthquaking and then Brick Breaking and hoping the Dustox faints, but I don't think the combination of the two will faint it. It'll definitely faint Clamperl, but... although this probably won't faint it either, yeah. Well, I did my best, and that's all I can do. It's actually kind of interesting to me, though, that the highest level trainer here in Mount Battle has level 60 Pokemon, because it would logically make sense that they would be able to get up to even to level 65 in this game. Not only because the end game has you facing off against Pokemon that are slightly higher than level 65, like the post-game stuff, that is, but also, in addition to that, the last area here basically just has level 60 Pokemon all the way through. Like, they don't level vary it up at all. They just are level 50 or level 60. Because it goes from 55 to 60 in Area 9. So, I don't know why they decided to stick to 60, but, I mean, I guess I'm okay with it because it means I don't have to level grind like I will in XD if I'm going to finish Mount Battle, so... Excuse me. You go do that then. I'm just going to keep going. Let's see. So Flygon got to 52, but Heracross isn't quite there yet, so we'll keep going with it. I could give Heracross the experience share, but I think I took that out of my inventory, didn't I? Yes, it did. Okay, that's fine. It's not a huge loss. I'll just get Flygon closer to 53 as well, then. I mean, it's got to be pretty exhilarating being up here there, Athlete Metin. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, it's got to be pretty exhilarating just being up here, considering... I mean, look at the area we're in, you know? There's a volcano next to us, and we're above the clouds. Like, that's pretty ridiculous. Alright, so... Ninjask hits this. I don't really think Heracross is going to live a Drill Peck from Dodrio. So I could swap her out. I could Endure as well. I think I'm going to do that, actually. And just see what they do. Question, would it be possible to trade over your XD team to, say, Emerald, train them there, and then trade back to XD? Yes, and that's probably what I'm going to do, to be honest. The boosted experience that I get from trading them over is just going to be far easier to utilize than trying to do it any other way, so... Okay, so Ninjask is double team spamming, which means I need to fix that issue right away. But that might be a little bit of a problem. We'll figure it out. Let's do this instead. Let's see what happens. Okay, it only used one double team, so I don't think that's going to be a huge deal to deal with. Yeah, especially if we manage to get this hit off, so... If it becomes a problem, I guess I'll just... Okay, it's not a problem, it's dead. I guess if it was a problem, I'd just switch Umbreon in and slowly whittle it down with Feint Attack. Maybe switch Espeon in so I get a Helping Hand boost out of it, too. I don't know. Something like that. There are a lot of flying types in this area. Good thing Heracross is basically done after this battle. I'll want to swap him out before he gets blasted too hard by all these flying types, or her, excuse me. Again, I blame the Staghorn. Okay, well, Linoon will help, though. That's a Pokemon I can handle with Heracross. I can't believe you're faster than a Jump Buff, Flygon. That's impressive. Okay, Leech Seed is not a huge deal, because, I mean, I can KO it the next turn, so... Gonna say, if it was possible, as you said it is, you probably want to do that since trying to grind out levels in XD might be even more time consuming, regardless of the boosted XP from trading. Yeah, so probably do want to, you know, grind it out someplace else, like in my Emerald file, where I can get that boosted XP. And I can, like, refight trainers with the Versus Seeker and all that stuff, so I'll probably do it over there. It would be nice, as well, if I was able, in XD, to do... the first round of Ore Colosseum before doing the rest of Mount Battle, because once you beat the first round of Ore Colosseum in XD, you unlock a side quest that eventually, after a long and meandering trip, gets you the Lucky Egg, which increases your experience even more when you have a Pokemon hold it and you gain experience in a battle. So, if I could get that plus boosted experience, it would probably be a lot faster than it would be otherwise anyway. But, I don't know, I might need to actually, like... Because there are some moves that I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to get in XD unless I get them from, like, a TM. And, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure out how I want to do it if I'm going to get my competitive team together. Because, basically, if I'm not doing round 1 of Ore Colosseum, and I'm not doing the Lucky Egg side quest in XD until I get a competitive team together and I've got a team ready for Mount Battle, it's going to take a little while to do that. And there isn't a whole lot of post-game content to do at that point either, because then it's just like, okay, well, I've got... I don't know, what do I have at that point? I've got... they're going to Perish Song me, aren't they? I just realized that. Now I'm a little sketched out, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, so basically, it'll take me a little while to do the grinding for it, and there won't be a whole lot of post-game content. Like, there might even only be, like, one post-game episode of XD, not including Ore Colosseum, the Lucky Egg, and the rest of Mount Battle. So, I don't know. We'll figure out what we're doing with that. But... Yep, Perish Song. That's fine. Let's get him up out of here! I wonder if she'll switch. Usually in this game, the trainers don't really switch all that much, but I guess it's a possibility. Alright, so we're all at Perish Count 3. And I mean, I could probably end the battle before that, but I don't want to risk them, like, mean-looking me and making it so that I just don't... I can't get away, you know. So, Ghost types. Flygon and Umbreon would probably work okay. Flygon mostly just because of the versatility in its moveset, and Umbreon from Feint Attack, so... I could switch Espeon in, but not with Bayonet on the field. That's just asking for it. So, Oh, she does switch. Okay. Well, that's a little unfortunate, but I'll do the best I can. Yeah, so she'll Perish Song, she'll Mean Look, and she'll switch. That is an atrocious strategy, lady, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Misdreavus floats over everything, so... The real question is, though, do I could Earthquake anyway, because it'll hit Sableye even if Misdreavus doesn't get hit, and I could just focus down everything but the Misdreavus, because it's going to faint to its Perish Song anyway, so... I'm not even worried about that. Like, Sableye wasn't going to take much from Feint Attack anyway, so... This certainly is a battle strategy, though. I suppose. Oh, that's not good. Alright, well... We got Flinch and more Perish Song bullshit. Got it. That's fine. I don't remember who she Mean Looked, though. So I guess we'll figure it out. Hey, Nitro, how's it going? Welcome. We are just hanging around on Mount Battle, just blasting our way right through, so... Can you switch Flygon? I think you can. Yeah, you can switch. It must be Umbreon that couldn't escape. Alright, let's get rid of Sableye anyway. Not worried too much about... Actually, I probably shouldn't have switched Plusle. I should have switched... Oh, she switched it at one turn left. Okay, fair enough. I probably should have switched Quillfish in so I could get some more experience, but that's okay. Alright, play some True It yourself, yes. Very good, very good. So, now we just focus down... I'll just get rid of Bayonet with... I don't know, Plusle can probably do it next turn. And then I'll just focus down the Misdreavus from there. Let's see, so Spark to Bayonet. I'm going to Feint Attack Bayonet as well. Just in case, for some godforsaken reason, it lives on, like, 1. I didn't think it would. It doesn't have that good of defenses, so... Alright. And now we get to see what Misdreavus does. Might Mean Look me, which would kind of suck, but we'll finish this battle next turn anyway, even if it's Perish Songing. So... Well, this battle took a solid 5 minutes because of switching shenanigans, but that's okay. Yeah, we're not going to clear through these quite as quickly as we were with some of the other battles before this, unfortunately. So, but we'll be fine. Again, even if it takes us, you know, an hour total to get through this area and the next area, I'm not too concerned about it, because we'll make it work. I can run up the length of the stream up to about 3 hours before I start getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm super tired, I need to stop. I'm like this lady where she's like, ah, after it's over. Well, then maybe you should not try to Perish Song everyone, because that'll end up being a hard-fought battle. Oh boy. Well, anyway. We're almost at the point, though, where we can get Heracross its final move, so, her final move. Mega Horn, which will allow her... I mean, I wouldn't have been able to hit those ghosts with anything effective with her in the last battle anyway, even if I had Mega Horn, but it would have been nice, so... That's what I need, Nitro. I need a Big Shot. If I had Big Shot, I'd probably be able to blast right through this with no trouble whatsoever. I'm going to T-Wave the Girafarig. Here we go with the Rain Dance strats again. I don't know if Girafarig might have Thunderbolt in its moveset. Maybe? I mean, I guess it has Psychic in its moveset, or Psybeam, or something like that, which Quillfish doesn't like either, so... If I can paralyze it, that would be perfect. Okay, Confusion. Whatever. Pick the one I didn't say. And more Defense Curl. That's not going to help you in the afterlife, Azumarill. Sorry. Alright, let's start Thunder spamming, and we will do some Surfing, too. Probably won't KO Girafarig with Surf, but, well, it won't KO me with Confusion either, so... What do I care? I like Girafarig, though. It's a cool Pokemon. I like its design. Its typing is pretty cool. It's cool. I like it. This will soften up Roselia, so Ice Beam will definitely KO next turn. And I ain't even worried about Giraffe. Oh, okay, it didn't even hit Quillfish. That's fine. They must have taken the AI that's here in Mount Battle and gave it to every trainer in Pokemon XD. In this game, the trainers are a little tricky in a lot of cases because sorry, I had a minor stroke there. More often than not, the trainers will focus on a single target in this game instead of trying to just hit whatever they can hit super effectively. Although they might do both in some cases. They'll hit super effectively and they'll double target just to ensure that you're 250% dead. But in the next game, in XD, they will sometimes use super effective moves if they have them, but they won't always hit the correct target with them. And even if they do manage to hit the correct target, they're often not exactly very good moves. Like, they'll have confusion even in, like, the final dungeon, you know? You okay? You need some water? I don't know. I'm gonna take a drink and find out. There we go. There. Now I'm good. I took some water, and I had a little help from my friends, which allowed me to one-hit KO a Bellossom with a special attack. That's absurd. Bellossom is pretty strong on the special defense side, so... But that's why you invest in Helping Hand in these two games. Helping Hand is a big help. You just called me little boy. I'm barely younger than you are in this game, lady. What the hell? Alright, well, anyway. Plusle's level 54 and well on its way to 55 at this point. So... like, probably what's going to end up happening is we're going to get to the end game and everybody else is going to be like, okay, maybe 62, 63 at maximum. And Plusle's just going to be chilling up at, like, level 70. It's going to look like, Plusle's going to look like my team at the end of DDS2, whereas everyone else is going to be looking like my... Actually, no, my team at the end of DDS1 was also level 69, weren't they? So, I guess that throws that plan out the window, unfortunately, but still, it's pretty funny. That's really why Plusle is useful in this game, though, is because, again, it takes it a little bit to get going because it's such a low level when you get it. But the boosted experience that it gains really allows it to shine if you train it at the same pace as everybody else. So, like, you get everybody one level and then you switch, and you get everybody one level and you switch. The boosted experience will make it get 1.5 levels every time everybody else gets 1 level. So, it just, it gains experience so quickly that it quickly snowballs into becoming this behemoth on your team. It doesn't have the best moveset, obviously, but it's still pretty damn powerful even without a solid moveset to back it up, you know? So, how about we do a Helping Handed Surf? That'll KO both of these guys. It's got a good support move pool, too, as you've seen plainly from the way that I've used it in the game. It's got Helping Hand access very early, has access to Thunder Wave very early, and Thunder Wave is fantastic for crippling opponents and making it easier to catch them. And, I mean, then you just teach it a good Electric-type move, you teach it Protect, and then you spam Earthquake everywhere, and you're good to go. So, it's great. I like it. Bring it in with your Water type, and they make a fantastic combo. And I say we Helping Hand Surf again. We're not in the rain, but, I mean, it's one Pokemon, so this is like a full-powered 95 power Surf. With a Helping Hand and a Mystic Water, so... yeah, wasn't much of a question. Sorry, Vigoroth. I like you as a Pokemon, but it wasn't much of a question there. Alright. So now we can move Plusle and Quillfish out again. And we can move up to the almost nice number zone. And then we've only got after we beat this next one, we've only got like, what, 12 more battles left? And then we're good, so. Well, I'm trying my hardest. I actually have to strategize a little bit now, so. I actually have to switch my Pokemon around rather than just using whatever I've got, so. Alright, so this, well, we don't have a water-type move, but I do have Earthquake access, and Sharpedo will probably die from that. I don't know if Camerupt will, though. Hell, I don't know if Sharpedo will. I mean, Sharpedo's made of wet tissue paper, so it's probably going to get KO'd from an Earthquake. Yeah, actually, I'm going to say it is, especially with a 4-level difference. So, watch it just, like, live on water or something. Okay, there we go. But Camerupt might live this. Barely. It doesn't have Solid Rock yet, though, so... Okay, no, apparently not. It always trips me up with the way that move power is split in Gen 3, because it's not... like, it reduces the base power of the move by, like, 50%. So... sometimes you'll run into a situation where it just doesn't KO when it otherwise would have, but... yeah, it's fine. We're good. Yeah, Giga Drain probably would have been okay as well. And I'm probably going to have to rely on my special attacks now because, well, Chimecho doesn't get hit by any of that stuff, so... it's fine, we'll just double team this Medicham. I could switch Heracross out, but I also kind of want to make sure she gets enough experience to keep up with Flygon. Because at the moment, Flygon is already half a level ahead, so... I don't want this to end up being like a Plusle Quillfish situation, you know? So. Nice, 4 speed, that'll help. And we could learn Sandstorm, but I don't feel like cosplaying is Justy today, so we'll just leave that one on the back burner. I think Flygon gets Hyper Beam as a move, as a level-up move eventually as well, but... I don't know, me personally, I would have preferred Earthquake over Hyper Beam as a level-up move, because... well, I probably still would have used the TM to teach it that, Earthquake, but... yeah, I don't know. It would have been nice. And almost enough. Okay, that's fine. So we'll probably take a bit from Confusion. Oh, okay. So he's trying to spread the damage out instead of knock something of mine out, so Chimecho at least gets some experience out of all of this. That'd be kind of an interesting mechanic in a Pokemon game, if the opponent also gained experience and leveled up when they KO'd your Pokemon. I think it would have to be in a different style of game, though. Like, I don't think it would work in a turn-based environment, because most of the time you just knock them out without any of your Pokemon getting knocked out, so... like, it'd have to be in something like... it'd have to be in something similar to, like, a Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor type situation, where they... if they knock out your Pokemon, they can level up and become, like, stronger commanders, or maybe they evolve or something like that. So I guess it would have to be an entirely different genre of Pokemon game for it to, I think, for it to really work effectively. Excuse me. Okay, we're at the nice platform. What does this guy have? If he has a bunch of male Pokemon with Attract, I wouldn't be shocked, but we'll see. Alright, Granbull and Pupitar I can handle. I don't even have to take residual damage from Earthquake doing it either. I can just Giga Drain and Brick Break. Although eventually we're going to start getting into situations where Giga Drain will not KO even with a 4 times effectiveness. But, well, it's probably fine for now. Because we have that level advantage, so that will make it easier. Now, if that was a Tyranitar, it would be a different story. I'd just be one-hit KOing it with Heracross instead of Flygon. But, yeah, you know. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a problem unless I bring Plusle in, which I'm definitely going to. After I knock out this Granbull. Actually, while I'm knocking out this Granbull. because, yeah, that's not gonna work. The lack of damage. Okay, so that should do pretty okay for us, and then Plusle. So you know what's going to happen now, right, is that Plusle's going to come in, and then I'm going to KO the Grand Ball, and his last Pokemon is going to be like something that I desperately want to use Earthquake on, but I'm like, oh man, now I got to switch back out. Hey Marie, how's it going? Welcome. This is 3rd gen. Tyranitar was an overlord without fighting type moves. I mean, that's true. Yeah. Oh boy, Tyranitar is such a cool Pokemon, but I never get to use it, honestly. It just comes in so late in Gen 2, and then in Gen 3 and later, I just never really have a good reason to use it because of Sandstorm. That is, I should say instead of just Sandstorm, because it puts that up. I don't know, maybe I'll figure out how to use it one of these days. Flygon, I think you need to get the hell out of here, friend, because that's a Celio, and it's probably got Aurora Beam. The Mantine used Agility, but I should still be pretty okay. It'll go before Plusle, but fine. Okay, there we go. You know, all things considered, this is a pretty tame battle for the 69th zone. I guess Genius Sonority didn't want to make a meme out of it, which is kind of a shame, I guess. But, you know, what can you do? It's their game, so they can decide what they want to do with it. You used it in one of your 5 runs of Y. You imported 1 Pokemon and 5 eggs. One just so happened to be a Larvitar. That's pretty cool. That'll give you some nice versatility throughout the game there. Also, Plusle, now that we don't have to keep everybody at or below level 50, Plusle has just been gaining levels like mad as we've gone through this area. It's gained like 5 levels, where everyone else has gained like 2 or 3 at this point, so it's going to be a runaway train from this point in the game. Like, it's going to pretty much look almost exactly like this for the rest of the game. So, where it just is consistently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 levels ahead of everyone else, so. Okay, so we're done with Area 7 once we defeat Athy here. And then we've only got 10 more battles to go, and we're through all the stuff I want to do in Mount Battle until the post-game. I was going to say, is this double Intimidate? But no, Machoke doesn't have Intimidate. Hell, I'm intimidated by its muscles. They're practically tearing out of its arms. But apparently Pokemon don't see it that way, so. This does look Earthquakeable, though. So I think I will Earthquake it. Well, I just got intimidated, so maybe Flamethrower would be a better bet. And, I'm gonna switch Espeon in. Why not? Yeah, it is cool. It's gonna hit 70, probably, by the end of the post-game. Because, like, we're gonna be fighting refighting a bunch of trainers in the post-game. We're gonna be doing the last 2 areas of Mount Battle. We'll be doing all of the post-game story stuff. So, yeah, it probably will hit 70 by the time we're done. It's like I was saying before, everyone's going to be chilling out in, like, the low 60s. Meanwhile, Plusle's going to be like, wait, I thought I was a party member in DDS too. That's low kick. Ow. Well, Flygon, you put on a little weight since evolving. Not saying anything. You look great, by the way. But, you know, that would be why that did so much damage. Let's just get that the hell out of here now. There you go. No, don't take me back to DDS2. I don't feel like crying today. Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough. Will I KO the Quagsire with Giga Drain? Didn't think so. Close, though. And I got back most of my HP. Yeah, too late. Time to reminisce on DDS2. No! Oh boy. How does Espeon do against the Shadow Ball here? I think we're gonna find out. This Psychic probably won't KO the Dusclops. It's pretty tanky, but yeah, I didn't think so. Well, we can get rid of the Quagsire at least. So that's good. Probably if I had left it alive, he might have been dumb and just used Earthquake or some shit. But no, we wouldn't get that lucky, unfortunately. So what I think I might do, depending on how long this last area takes us... Ooh, an Altaria. Depending on how long this last area takes us, I might actually go back to Realgam Tower before I go and do the stuff in the Under Colosseum. Because if I go to Realgam Tower, I can get to the save point on the second floor of the tower, which is really close to where the end of the tower is. And I can basically just go from there. Like, I can get to that save point, and then I can call it a day there. We can finish up the stuff in the tower, and then I can leave again to go do the stuff in the Under Colosseum before we go confront the final boss gauntlet, so... But we'll see. I'm not sure if that's what I'm going to do yet or not, but I'll figure it out. It's just going to depend on how long the last 10 battles here take us. Also, I don't know if Quillfish is a good idea here because, well, the Altaria knows Dragon Dance, and it may just know Earthquake, which would be really, really unfortunate. But, well, what can you do, right? You know what would be not unfortunate, game, is if I paralyze with Dragon Breath. I guess it's 2-hit KO anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. Game, that's not how that works. You can't Dragon Dance to boost the power of Dragon Breath. Sorry, it won't work like that ever. Not even in Gen 4 when they split it up a little bit. So there we go. Easy as that. Yeah, I actually got Quillfish Ice Beam as one of the 2 TMs that I bought off-screen, so... Yep. Yeah, I got Flygon Flamethrower from my Pokecoupon grind in battle mode. I got Flygon Flamethrower, and I got Quillfish Ice Beam. So the reason why we're doing all of these battles is, well, there's 2 reasons. We're getting a buffer for the final boss gauntlet, and in addition to that, we're also going to be getting enough Pokecoupons from this to get Plusle Thunderbolt. So that will help us pretty good, because Spark is okay, but it's not really pulling its weight after a little while, so... Okay, let's go get our Pokecoupons so I can actually get closer to the amount that I need. We should be at, I think, 4,200 by the time we're done with this area, this next area, so... Should do fine. Dusclops doesn't have the best physical attack, and Shadow Ball is physical in this game. That's true, yeah. It's fair enough. Now, a Bayonet, yeah. We've seen what happens when Espeon tanks a Shadow Ball from a Bayonet to the face. It just doesn't work out. So... Yeah, it does have the good ice move. Flamethrower is good as well, and the fire coverage will definitely help with this team, because I don't have a fire type, so it really helps out quite a bit. Usually, the way that it works with me is that I usually end up having to pick between whether I have a fire type or an electric type on the team, and then I have to give the coverage move to somebody else, so... Like, you'll see that in XD as well, where we picked an electric type in this game as our Pokemon, and then I gave the fire coverage to somebody else. We'll have a fire type in our team on XD, and I'll give the electric coverage to somebody else, because it's just hard to have that many ground weaknesses, you know? So... Alright, so here's where things are actually going to start getting more interesting, because they're going to be at or above our levels now. So... we will most likely have to strategize a little bit. That being said, right here, probably not a whole lot of strategy involved. I'm just going to Brick Break and Flamethrower, and, well... I don't think I'll KO the Sunflora, because I don't have Stab and I don't have good special attack, but I will most likely KO the Wigglytuff. You're a horrible person. You have a general idea of the stats of almost 800 in Pokemon that exist. I don't know if that would make you a horrible person. That just means that you're good with numbers, you know? Different ways of looking at it, I guess. So... I am really lucky that Moonblast isn't a thing yet, because Heracross would, and Flygon both, would get completely trashed by Moonblast. Oh my lord. It would not go well for any... That will help my Flamethrowers out, actually, so... Excuse me. I'm actually going to get Heracross the hell out of here, though, because I don't think it's a good idea to keep it in on a fly... Well, you know what I should do, actually, is I should... Noctowl can't one-hit KO me, not even with a flying-type move. I should stay in, because that way I can get rid of the Sunflora, and Heracross can get experience from every Pokemon in this battle, so... Yeah, it probably had Chlorophyll. I don't think Sunflora has any other abilities in this generation, so it probably had Chlorophyll. It is still pitifully slow, though, so And that's not exactly the Pokemon you're going to want to use on a sunny day team. Really? Piloswine? You just gave me the win because that's like... You're going to enhance my Flamethrower. Ooh, that's a crit. Nice. That's fine. You're going to enhance my Flamethrower, so now I can one-shot your... Well, it might have Thick Fat, though, now that I think about it. So let's try something else. Let's do this instead. That works, too. If it has Thick Fat, that actually is a decently laid trap there. I mean, it won't do too much, because you'll probably KO the Piloswine anyway in the sun, but... It's a decently laid trap. Well played there, Genius Sonority. Not that Piloswine could actually counter back anything remotely threatening to me, but, you know. Yeah, the sun doesn't really help it all that much when its stats are as horrific as they are. You really need to have... Ooh, I got 4 attack out of that one. Nice. You really need to have it in, like, not only in the sun, but also in, like, Trick Room in order for it to do that. Alright, but this is the level I've been waiting for. Heracross is learning Mega Horn. Awesome, because I'm never going to use Counter, so let's give it Mega Horn instead. And now we have coverage. Perfect. Not that I can hit Ghost types really at all still, but... Well, I don't need to. We'll be good with this what we've got. Heracross hits like a train, so... Yeah, if it was a Mamoswine, we'd have VGC mind games going, something like that, yeah. It would be a little bit trickier to play around, that's for sure. Alright, 9 more battles left, and you two are good to go. Let's get Espeon and Umbreon in here. I'm surprised I left them where they were for so long. Oh well. Well, they'll get a few levels out of these next couple of battles, so that'll be good. Only good stab on the bug side until you get a free X's or TM in the next gen. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, you don't get a whole lot in terms of the bug type stab in this gen. You pretty much get Silver Wind, Hidden Power Bug, and Mega Horn if you can get it, and that's about it. So, Seviper's probably a bigger threat than Swalot, so there's that. And I'm also going to taunt the Swalot because it might use Stockpile at this level. Although I think it has Sludge Bomb at this level too, so that might be a little bit sketchy. It's pretty strong. Swalot doesn't have the best stats, but... Yeah, I'm probably going to be a little bit busy with Espeon taking out the rest of his poison types, so... Okay, Sludge, that's fine. It's not Sludge Bomb, so I'll be able to... Yeah, it's not bad. I can handle that. I can still handle that. Unfortunately, Synchronize doesn't let me poison another poison type, so... Alright, yeah, let's get Golbat the hell out of here. I could heal Espeon, but... I think I'll just Secret Power. We'll be okay. Yeah, in Gen 7, Leech Life got buffed, like, way the hell up. I think it was 15 base power, if I remember right, back in the other earlier generations, but then they buffed it up to 80. It's like, holy Jesus. Surprise Kadabra at the end. That's fine. It'll give Umbreon something to do. Other than just keep the Swalot busy, you know. Okay. So we'll get hurt by poison. But we should be okay to survive out the turn. I'll just do this, that'll get rid of the Swalot, and this might KO Kadabra. I'm not 100% sure though, because the problem that you start running into with Umbreon, especially in the late game here, is that it just doesn't have too much offensive prowess, no matter what you do. It's better as a tank than it is at anything else, so it just can't hit as hard as all the rest of its teammates. It's a little unfortunate because it means that you can't KO even the things that it's meant to KO most of the time, but what can you do, right? It's fine. See what I mean? Probably, though, if I had used Secret Power, it would have done okay there. I have a friend who really likes bug types. They adored the Leech Life buff, especially since it's an unlimited use TM. Yeah, and that definitely helps, too. Absolutely. Unlimited use TMs are so nice. there's so much less work you have to put into the game when TMs became unlimited use. Because you don't have to grind for money to get extra, like, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, TMs, that sort of thing. It's so nice. I will appreciate it when we eventually get back to that. We're going to be playing games pre-Gen 5 for a little while here, though, in terms of Pokemon for the stream, because we're going to be playing, well, this, then XD will be our next Pokemon game. And I'm thinking after that I'm going to go back and I'll play Gen 1 and Gen 2 before I go to Gen 5, where they become unlimited use, so... Okay, now if only they figure out how to remove the 8 HMs from Sinnoh. Oh god. I remember the 8 HMs from Sinnoh. It's the only thing you're really worried about in a Sinnoh remake. I mean, they have, like, yeah, the amount that you need in Sinnoh in order to cross everything. They've made some changes in the Pokemon games since Sinnoh, though, that have allowed you to not need TMs, though. So, like, since Sun and Moon, they had the field moves and everything, and then I think... Did they have the field moves in Gen 8 and Sword and Shield? I forget if you... I don't think you even needed the HMs in Sword and Shield. I think they just, like, the bike just did all that stuff, so... They might end up just letting you use the bike to do that sort of stuff in the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Or find some other way to let you do it rather than making you learn 8 HMs, because... I'd like to believe that Game Freak would learn from their, you know, what they've done before and the things that are inconvenient to the player. I'd like to. Doesn't mean I do, but, you know. You'd be okay with the ride page, to be honest. Yeah, and I mean, it seems like it isn't too big of an ask to be like, yeah, well, let's remove the HMs in favor of something that's more convenient to the player, you know? So. Like, you know, paging a Pokemon to do Rock Climb, or paging a Pokemon to do Surf, or something like that, so. It makes sense to me. Alright, now Grumpig is one of those Pokemon that's kind of just going to be the bane of my existence for most of this playthrough, because I really don't have a solid answer to it. Umbreon just can't break through its naturally high special defense, and, well, Espeon doesn't have a solid move for it. I don't have Shadow Ball. If I did, it would probably be the best thing that I could use against it, but, well, I don't, unfortunately, so... I'm just going to switch in Flygon and hope Earthquake is enough. You had the bike. Good surprise, Game Freak. If only you had the sense to reveal what it actually did instead of just saying, you're surprised this game is we're giving you the bike back. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Like, the only trouble that you could run into there is if they decide, no, it's just going to be a flat-out remaster of Diamond and Pearl, in which case they will keep a lot of the inconveniences in it. Because if they're just remastering it, a lot of companies will do that, where they're like, well, you know, if it's just a remaster, then we don't need to bother making all these updates, right? Who needs high-quality music in Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, right? Well, at least we know Flygon can take care of Grumpig pretty handily. That was kind of dangerous, wasn't it? Sneasel could have, like, blown a light breeze at me and done about 40 damage to Flygon on a super effective hit. Oh, Sneasel, you poor guy. Don't get anything good in the ice department until next gen. There was backlash because of the bike, but we didn't know the Rotom bike did things besides being a bike. Yeah, that's true. That's true, so... It may just do things besides being a bike as well. Which would make sense to me. Alright, so you two I think we're going to keep in battle for a little bit, get you to 54, and then we'll switch Plusle and Quillfish back in, I think, and we'll go from there. So probably Flygon's going to be a little bit ahead of Heracross for a while, because Heracross needs the most experience out of anybody in the team, so... Not a huge deal, but it's something we'll just deal with, I guess. Alright, so Heracross is going to be coming in right now, because that's a Mightyena. Mightyena. Again, like I said earlier, that's one of those Pokemon names where it doesn't matter how you say it. You're gonna get screwed no matter what. Oh good, double Intimidate. because you're going to mess up one half of the name no matter how you pronounce it, because you're either going to say mighty right and say hyena wrong, or you're going to say mighty wrong and say hyena right. So, yeah, or the hyena part. Good surprise, Game Freak, but that might have been something that would have legit brought some hype to the game after you revealed the cut national decks. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. It's got almost 1,000 Pokemon. Having some of them gone is... It probably is a good thing, honestly, to have some of them not in. And again, I don't really mind them saying, okay, here's a selection of Pokemon, because they've been doing that for generations at this point. Like, ever since, like... What would that be? I mean, even in Gen 3, you couldn't get a lot of the older Pokemon. Like, after Johto, they kind of said, okay, so in Gen 3, we'll give you select Kanto Pokemon and select Johto Pokemon, but you won't be able to get all of them, you know. What do I want to use against these guys? I guess Flygon. Because I'm probably going to knock out the Mightyena right now. Mightyena. Yeah, they'll give you, like, a few, but there was always a selection of Pokemon. It was just that they added the rest of them back in through other games later on in that generation, so... But that becomes kind of a bit of a programming nightmare when you have almost 1,000 Pokemon to program into the game, and, well, we know that Game Freak codes their game like spaghetti, because they have... I don't know if they've ever, like, taken any additional coding. Like, I hate to throw shade at Game Freak, but I'm about to throw shade at Game Freak. I don't know what kind of coding classes they took, but it seems like they didn't really take too many other coding classes after, like, the 1990s. Because there's so many, like, excess modeling things in their games, and, like, like, programmers have gone through their game codes lately and been like, what the hell is this, Game Freak? Like, are you serious with all this shit? Oh good, everyone in his team has Intimidate. That's interesting. Gen 3 was pretty Johto barren, yeah. Other than the stuff in this game where you could suddenly just have all of these Johto Pokemon. But, yeah, it was pretty Johto barren, all things considered. Flamethrower will probably do okay against Scramble now that I've been double intimidated. Actually, no, let me do this. Let me do that on Stantler to get rid of it. And then we'll just start softening up the Bramble. We didn't, because the stink back then, we didn't cause a stink back then because cancel culture wasn't really a thing back then. I mean, that's true, yeah. It didn't really become a thing until later. They made a completely new dex for the first half of Gen 5 with black and white. Yeah, and it worked really well, yeah, exactly. It was 150-something new Pokemon, no sign of old Pokemon whatsoever, and people ate that up, so... I don't know, they've been doing it for a while, and I don't really see the problem as much as a lot of other people do. It sucks when your favorites don't get in, but, like, that gives you an excuse to use other Pokemon that you haven't used before, you know? So, it doesn't really bother me all that much. Coding is, you can cheat in Shell or Sables from X and Y to ORAS, and there are items you can't even get a few items that you can cheat in, yeah. It's true. It's less about, like... Well, actually, that is part of the problem as well. That's true, because they programmed in items that you can't even get in some of the generations, and yeah, I don't know. So it's just kind of iffy, the way that they program the stuff. The major thing that I was thinking of when it came to the programming of the games was the fact that they had separate models in Sword and Shield for their field sprites, which were properly to scale, by the way, with everything in the environment. But when you go into battle, they have separate wireframes, separate textures, separate models for every Pokemon in the game for their battle sprites, which are not to scale. Like, all I can think at this point is that Jackie Chan what meme, where he's just got his hands near his head. He's like, what the Game Freak, why? Like, it's so much more work. It's so much more work than just doing it like a normal person would do it. Like, just having the same models be the models in battle. That just seems like it would make so much more sense. Why would you do something like that? You have, like, 800 Pokemon in Sword and Shield at this point now with the two... Or no, it's not 800, it's like 600, right? Something like that. But you have a lot of Pokemon in Sword and Shield with the DLCs, and they all have separate models in battle from the models they have out in the field. Just make them the normal size in battle. Like, what and why? They probably did, yeah. They probably reused some of the codes from X and Y and ORAS. But if they were going to do that, then they should have just made it not to scale out in the field as well. Like, just use the same models that you use in battle in the field. That's the point. So either use the ones from X and Y or ORAS out in the field and in battle, or use the new ones from Let's Go and from Sword and Shield themselves in battle. But you're trying to do both, and it just bloats the game's code. So why? I don't get it. It's I don't know if I'll ever understand, to be honest. I'm not a programmer in games, but that just seems like... It just seems like you're asking for your game to take a performance hit because of all the extra data that it has to load every time it loads up a battle or loads up the field, you know? Wow, Lantern is not dead from that combined assault. Holy shit. Alright, I'm not too worried about that. Well, let's talk about all the gimmicks we don't remember, like Sky... Oh my god, Sky Battles. Oh, Sky Battles. Sky Battles are the reason why Charizard can't be on the ground anymore. Kind of sucks. If you ask me, it kind of sucks. And the other thing too, here's another thing, is that I'm pretty sure... No, actually, I think Showdown, what they did with that Charizard that's on the ground sprite that they have, I don't think that was actually in the game. I think somebody programmed that separately, like they designed that model from the ground up. So... Lantern is hella bulky, holy crap. I'm not used to seeing it too much because, I don't know, I haven't played enough of Gen 2 or 3's metagame to see it all that often, but it's pretty bulky. So. Pokemon has too many things that get thrown away every time they move to a new generation. Hard agree. Yes, exactly. I would agree with that one. I'm going to use a full heal, just because. We can go buy some more. It's not a huge deal. You can buy those from the first shop, so... See, I think the trouble with Lantern in this game specifically is that it's more bulky than it normally is, because there aren't really too many good grass-type moves. The best one that you can really get in this game is like Giga Drain or Magical Leaf, which have the same base power in this game, if I remember correctly. So you can either get one of those two. But in addition to that, you could have a ground-type Pokemon send in and use Earthquake, but Earthquake is only 50 base power in this game when used in a double battle. So, yeah, it might not be as good as it could be, you know. Feint Attack will probably do a little more to Skarmory. Excuse me. I could have just kept Espeon and used Psychic, I suppose. Because probably the Skarmory is going to fly. Which is fine, I guess. Yep, that's what I thought. Can I peg it with a Thunder before it comes down? We're gonna find out. Nope, that's okay. We'll just Spark it next turn and it'll be done for. I don't understand, they don't have to expand on all the gimmicks every game. Why get rid of them one singular game later? See, that's something that I don't think I'll ever understand either. I don't know if it's fueled by logic and reason, honestly. I think they keep trying to innovate when in reality it's like, no, just... Like keep something for longer than one gen, you know what I mean? Rather than throwing all of the work you did in the last generation in the trash bin, keep something for longer than one gen. They had Megas in Gen 7, but only in the post-game. They even had an excuse for Cyna and Dexio to be in Alola. They were doing it. Yeah, I know. And then they just threw it all away in Sword and Shield in favor of Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, which... I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't a big fan of Mega Evolutions or Z moves either, but I'm also not really a big fan of Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, and again, it just feels like that's a huge waste of work, you know what I mean? Because they have all this work that they did with the Megas and then with the Z moves. Honestly, though, I don't know that they did all that much work with the Z moves. But it just feels like a big waste of time, you know? So it's just, I don't know. Dynamax is pretty busted, yeah. Got banned in most communities, thanks Game Freak. Yeah, Dynamax is pretty busted, because it just increases, like... I think it increases your HP is the only stat that it increases, but in addition to that, you get access to like really, really high power moves for 3 turns that can't be blocked by Protect or any of that sort of stuff. So, I mean, you can block them with Protect, but you still take damage from it. They also have the moves have additional effects on top of doing incredible amounts of damage. So, and you have 3 turns where you can just basically blast through the opponent's team with complete impunity. So, in single battles, yeah, Smogon definitely killed that shit real quick. They were like, no, let's not deal with this right now. Oh, look, a Hail Team. Kind of. It has a Swallow on it. So I guess it's not really all that much of a Hail Team. Heard every normal type move turns into Protect. That already sounds busted. Yeah, I think it's like every status move basically turns into like Z Max Guard, or not Z Max Guard, but Max Guard or something like that. I think that's what it's called. No, Z Max Guard would be even stupider. But yeah, I think every status move turns into Max Guard, which gives you a full Protect, even against opponents' Dynamax moves. It just fully protects you from them for a full turn. Which, in doubles, can get interesting, because it doesn't protect your partner Pokemon, but... And I think that's why VGC still has that, by the way. I think VGC still has access, gives you access to Dynamaxing because, well, you can't break it as easily in double battles, but... I don't know. It's not something I ever particularly liked, to be honest, so... Just like Hail. I don't think I've ever used a Hail Team in my life. It's just one of those things, you know, you just never get around to it. It's not bad. It's not dumb, though. I'm just making a joke at the expense of Hail. So, thankfully I used Feint Attack on the Swallow, though, because it's used Double Team once. I was going to say spammed it, but it didn't really spam it, so... That's fucking dumb, but this is from the same people who brought us Mega Rayquaza. Yeah, well... Mega Rayquaza was a different beast altogether, that's true. Umbreon, you're getting pretty solid stats all the way around from these past few levels, so I approve. Good work. Okay, so Facade without a status, that's interesting. Hail Teams suck and I like them. Yeah... I'm kind of glad they gave Hail Teams Aurora Veil to work with in Gen 7. But I don't even know if that's a saving grace, to be honest, because it just feels like a lot of work to set up Aurora Veil. Because you gotta get Hail down, and then you also have to get Aurora Veil down. And then you take, like, no damage from a lot of stuff, but... I don't know, it seems like a lot of work, I guess. Whereas you set up a Sandstorm, and hey, all your rock types have plus 50% special defense without doing anything. I don't know. Seems like there's a little bit of an imbalance there, Game Freak. Alright, let's bring Plusle and Quillfish in. We'll finish these last 4 battles up, and then we'll figure out what we're doing after that. So. Well, I don't know about pumping up my physique. I don't want to end up looking like the bodybuilders in this game. You seen how many polygons those guys have? Good lord. They look like square blocks. Well, maybe Flygon and Heracross would have been a better bet here. Oh well. Oh, we balance Mega Evolution by making it so you can't have other items. Let's make a Mega out of a Legendary and make it not need a Mega Stone. Yeah, 5-head level plays for sure because I'm slapping my 5-head trying to understand what the fuck Game Freak was thinking. Let's do our normal strat with Plusle and Quillfish here. Let's get a Rain Dance set up and we'll get a T-Wave off. I don't want to use it on Granbull though because, well, I don't think it has Guts. Actually, I'm not sure if it ever gets Guts, but I don't want to take a chance. We'll set up the Rain. And we'll start blasting things with some Thunders. That's not going to help you. I don't know. Will Thunder one-hit KO a Metang? It's pretty bulky. It'll probably KO Granbull. Yeah, I'll just Surf Metang. It's fine. I'll just knock out Granbull with Thunder. Granbull's probably the stronger of the two. I mean, I guess I could Helping Hand the Surf, and that'll just take care of every problem for us, won't it? But I did just T-Wave the Metang, so I might as well keep it alive and let the Paralysis hacks take effect. Reminds you of the writing in a ton of games. Yeah, it's a good idea for a cool story moment, but it's terrible for the entire cohesive story. Yeah, I could talk about a few games that have had that problem. Oh, man. Jumpluff, you are in the wrong weather, my friend. This is not ideal for you. I wonder if Jumpluff actually needs any rain. Like, from a plant-based standpoint, in order for it to have, like, proper nutrition, does it need rain to grow, you know? Like, I think most plants do need some moisture to grow, but I don't think they need an excessive amount. I mean, obviously, the ones that are the exception are the ones that grow in, like, the desert, where, you know, you need a very small amount of moisture, and the vast majority of the time, if you're in the desert and you need moisture, you're a plant that has some sort of storage facility for all of that moisture. I'm going to knock out Meta because I can KO Jumpluff with Ice Beam, probably. But, like, Jumpluff isn't a cactus, you know, so, like, obviously it works best in sun because it has chlorophyll, but does it need rain, you know, to do anything with its biology, I guess. Ooh, actually, if I'd used Thunder there, that would have been... Well, I can use it next turn, so it's fine. Incidentally, though, I might not KO it with Ice Beam because it has pretty good special defense, so we'll see. Nope, never mind. Goodbye, Jumpluff. Good work, Quillfish. Because that's a strong special defender that you just knocked the hell out there. And I think Thunder should do us enough here, but I'll use Ice Beam too. See, this combination is just so good. it just works so well, these two. They synergize so well with Rain Dance and Thunder and Ice coverage and all that stuff. Like, Plusle doesn't necessarily need too many coverage moves because I just have some decent coverage on my other Pokemon. Of course, if you think this is good, if I decide to bring Feraligatr into the team in the post-game instead of Quillfish, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, that'll be a fun one when I mess around with that one. It'll be totally gimmicky, but I think it'll be funny, so we'll see. Does Xatu ever close its eyes? I think Conker's correct. I don't think it ever closes its eyes. Unless it faints. It might have closed them at the very back of its drop there, but... Yeah, definitely gonna need some, like, eye drops or something for that guy, because not being able to close your eyes because you have to see the past and the future at the same time, not exactly a fun time. Doesn't sound like a fun time to me, you know? Don't like seeing stories die because they turn into collections of cool moments. Final Fantasy 14! Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat there. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Had something stuck in my throat there. Hot take, I like fantasy because people create worlds and breathe life into them. The popular thing, though, is to make the world simply to be a vessel to host the story, which hurts me on a story building and world building level. Yeah, it's kind of bad when you destroy your entire world's lore because you want to make a collection of cool moments. Like, that's not cool, guys. So I think Quillfish is faster than Tropius, and I also think Tropius is going to set up the sun. So I probably... Did I T-Wave the Tropius? No, I T-Waved the Absol. Okay, good. Because I was going to say, I probably shouldn't have T-Waved the Tropius, but I'm going to KO it right now with Ice Beam. Maybe. Maybe I'm going to KO it right now with Ice Beam. Good. See, this is why you train in special attack EVs in this game. Right here. Quillfish would not be getting all these KOs with special attacks if I did not bully Divil 27 times through this whole game. Oh, man. Alright, so I can KO Laren next turn, probably with a Surf. But I think... See, because Absol is... Well, no, I guess I could just Helping Hand us. Well, not in the rain. I kind of want to set up the rain because of Absol using Double Team. You know what? I will do that, actually. Let's use Spark on Laren to soften it up. And then let's set up a Rain Dance so I don't have to worry about its Double Team bullshit. Just glasses, man. Oars trainers are cool. They just have such interesting and strange character classes, you know, trainer classes. Wow, that did 2/3, 3/4 of your HP. Holy, and it paralyzed. Laren, I am sorry. I love your evolutionary line, but I am sorry. You did not deserve that. Oh, well, it got an attack through anyway, so. Also, goodbye, Plusle. Whoops. Well, at least I got the rain up. Of course, that might make Absol a little bit of a problem because of the one double team that it did, but I'll see what I can do. like that, I think, on its... I was thinking about using Mega Horn, but I don't think it's a good idea, because I already have accuracy problems with it when you don't use Double Team, so let's not yet. One of these times, after I buy X accuracies. Yeah, I think it's got like base 50 special defense, so it's not that specially frail, but Plusle is incredibly powerful at this point, so... But I'm okay with leaving Plusle fainted for right now, because, well, Quillfish needs to catch up a little, and Heracross could use the XP anyway, so... That's an X-Cloud. Goodbye, Absol. You're a cool Pokemon as well, but I don't know if I'll ever get to use you. Maybe in Platinum, if I ever play Platinum. I'm still debating on that, whether or not I'll decide to play Platinum for the stream. I think it's going to be a consistent debate for a while for me, to be honest, because again, I'm not a huge fan of Gen 4, but I don't know, it's going to depend. I might at some point decide, no, my collection doesn't feel complete without Gen 4 being represented in here somewhere, and then I'll just decide to play it, so we'll see. Yeah, X-Cloud is pretty cool. For me, it's less that the move pool sucks, and it's more that its speed is just kind of in the middle of the road, you know? It's got, I mean, it's got decent specialized coverage because it can get, like, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, the kind of coverage you'd expect from a lot of normal types. It just doesn't really have the stats to be able to use it that effectively, unfortunately. You might be able to get away with using it in, like, NU with a Choice Scarf or something, but... yeah, I don't know. Plusle, you're right on the cusp of 56, right? Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll get you to 56 if we run into another trainer that has a Pokemon that's, we're gonna need an electric type for. Oh my god. If I play Platinum, use the Giratina. Don't be an idiot like you and grind your Leafeon to Leaf Blade levels because you don't have a good grass move before the Elite Four. Actually, my plan of action in terms of how I'm going to be doing some of the later streams, like, basically for Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 4 and 5, I mean Gen 1, 2, and 5, but Gen 4 also if I decide to play it, my plan is that I would customize the starter that I'm using for that generation. I wouldn't use the normal starters for that generation. I would use a randomizer tool that I have on my computer to actually make it so that I use a custom starter for that generation. So, like, if I was to play Platinum, I would want to make my starter probably a Shroomish, and then I'd have two other starters that are, you know, something else, obviously. But I probably want to make it a Shroomish because Breloom is absurdly powerful in Gen 4. It gets Spore at 41 as a Shroomish, whereas it gets it in, like, the 50s in most other generations. So you can get that well before the end game and still get a Breloom. You can get a substitute TM in the game just without really trying all that hard. And on top of all of that, you can get Focus Punch pretty quickly too, from what I remember. So the combination of all of those factors mean I would really, really want to use a Breloom because, well, it gets Seed Bomb by level up, Focus Punch is absurdly powerful, use Spore, use Substitute, goodbye Cynthia. Okay, it won't be that easy, but I will probably put a dent in her team, like I put a dent in most competitive teams that I fight with a Sub-Spore Breloom. So, that is a Relicanth that I can definitely KO next turn. Noctowl's almost done too. Leafeon and I in the trenches, using Bullet Seed versus Rhyhorn and Rhydon using Rock Blast. The occasional Golbat flying overhead and dive bombing the trenches. Oh boy, fair enough. What did Noctowl just use? I saw a Relicanth pop up on the screen. Did it use Psych Up? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter because she didn't get to... oh, it used Reflect, okay. See, I wasn't listening to the sound effect, I was too busy shitposting. Okay, fair enough. Reflect is fine. I can handle that. Well, there goes your Reflect, so... this is why Brick Break is incredibly good. Because no Reflector Light Screen for you. Yeah, 4 times damage is pretty good. It does a lot of damage. And Giga Drain here is especially solid because you don't have to worry about the fact that it has 5 power points, because by the time you've used all of them, they'll just full heal you anyway, you know? So, it's pretty good. It did. It almost bought it from a non-stab grass move. Coming from a Pokemon with a careful nature and a low special attack IV too. Like, holy shit. We'll work on Flygon special attack eventually. I'll probably, in the post-game, I'll work on it, but I won't work on it on-screen. I'll probably do it off-screen before we start the post-game up. Well, ma'am, unfortunately, there are 21 trainers after you that I have to make way for as well, so you're gonna have to make way for me for a little while. Alright, one last trainer, and then we're done here. We'll go get Thunderbolt for Plusle, and then I will decide what I want to do from there. So, because I don't think I'm going to go do the Under Colosseum for right now. We've got to do 2 rounds there to get Sludge Bomb for Quillfish. But I don't think I'm going to go do it just yet, because unfortunately, a lot of the battles in the Under Colosseum are status heavy. Like, they will use every status in the book against you because they all really like Venus. So, of course they will. But, yeah, I don't know. We won't be bothering with that. Alright, so Hariyama is probably going to fake out. Heracross is probably going to get fake outed. I'm going to switch Espeon in anyway. Even though we've got Cacturne to deal with, but I hope I just don't get, like, faint attacked or some shit. I could use Mega Horn, but I'll KO with Brick Break anyway, so I'm not going to use Mega Horn. That 85% accuracy always spooks me, I swear. Okay, so Fake Out. Is it on Espeon? Because that would be great. Okay, good, good. Because no flinch from that, and then there goes the Cacturne, so whatever it was going to do, it's not doing anymore. So. I got Mega Horn just to never use it. Yeah, I know. I'll try to make use of it. It would have been really great. 5 attack. Holy shit. Nice Heracross. I got it. I'm hopefully going to be able to use it at some point. It's just that Brick Break is so much safer, you know? At least for right now, it's so much safer because, well, I don't have to worry about its accuracy being a problem. Later on, I think I'll be using it more often because I'm going to buy some X accuracies, and that'll make it a little bit more lenient to use, so... Excuse me. +5 attack. Heracross was a monster in Gen 2 for a reason. Well, 2 reasons. It's got incredible attack, and, I mean, its typing is not so bad either, all things considered. Bug fighting has some decent resistances. The ground-type resistance is especially nice. But, I mean, I guess the flying-type weakness 4 times that is not, but... that I just one-shotted a Hariyama. Was that a crit? I didn't see, but that's incredible. Good job, Heracross. Hitting like a train already. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Oh, that is a Starmie. Hi. Well, it's Starmie and Golem are the only ones left. I can probably KO the Golem. Nope, wait, our moment has come. Here, use Mega Horn. I'm gonna get knocked the fuck out by this Starmie way before I even use Mega Horn, so. That Starmie is just gonna blast it with Psychic and off goes Heracross, but I will have tried. Oh, Cosmic Power, you fucked up. Watch this. If it hits. Go! Oh my god. There you go. We got to use Mega Horn. Perfect. Fantastic. Welcome back, Lifeblood. You got to see Heracross use Mega Horn and blow a Starmie to smithereens, so that's fun. The other being getting it so damn early. That's true, you can get it before Whitney, so that's also a good advantage. And it has a... I mean, I don't know if it gets a fighting-type move at that point, but it still has pretty decent attack at that point, so not bad. We did have a lot of options in the old days, and we used none of them. Hopefully that'll change when I play through Gen 2 myself. Alright, Shaban. That's actually a normal name, though it's spelled a little differently from the normal name. Let's go get the last of our Poke Coupons for now, and then we will stop our journey in Mount Battle until the post-game. And there we go, 900 more, and I would like to stop here, sir. Sounds good. Yeah, let's head back to the registration counter. Thank you. Yeah, congratulations, you played yourself. Unfortunately for Starmie, yes. Okay, so now we should have 4,200 Poke Coupons, right? Yeah, okay, we do. Oh, my symbol didn't change. I thought it was going to change to gold once I got here. Maybe the numbers were a little bit off. I don't know. We did get better as we got older, so that's true. Yeah, Mega Horn equals a dead Psychic, absolutely. Destruction. Okay, so we need Thunderbolt, so let's grab that, and then we're good for TMs for forever in this game, so... Thank you. No, I think I'm good. If I want any of those stat-boosting berries for in a pinch, or if I want any of that stuff, I'll just get it in XD. It's so much easier there. We have gained some levels, though, that's for sure. Our little experience, our little excursion on Mount Battle has gotten us into the mid-50s, which is pretty good, all things considered. That'll give us quite a nice buffer for the final battles there. And we're probably going to gain like 1 level on everybody before we finish out the final boss gauntlet as well. So at least 1 level on everybody. So that's cool. Alright, so let's teach Plusle Thunderbolt. Again, don't get rid of Thunder just yet. If you're doing something similar to what I'm doing in the game, don't get rid of Thunder just yet. It will still be useful in one particular battle in the Under Colosseum, so we'll get to that in a little bit. But Spark is, well, Spark has a higher chance to paralyze the target than Thunderbolt does, but, and more power points, but it's just less powerful, and I'd rather have Thunderbolt, so I'm going to get rid of Spark finally. And now we are almost complete with our preparations for the final battle. I just need to get Sludge Bomb, and we'll be in good shape. Just grind out 6 Salac berries, Omega lol. Oh my god. I'd be here for 30 streams. 30 more streams. Alright, so swap Espeon and Umbreon in front for now. Is Flygon 55? Did I see that right? Yeah, it is. Wow. Good for you, Flygon. That's pretty good. You're keeping up with Plusle. It's all that versatility that I gave you in your moveset. Alright, so what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to go to the Under, and we're going to call it a day there at the Colosseum before we go and fight our way through. Because if I do that, on the next episode of Pokémon Colosseum, the Stream Edition, we should be able to get through the 2 rounds in the Under in, like I said, probably about 25 minutes, half an hour. We'll go to Realgam Tower, and we'll be able to get through the 2 floors there in about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. And then we'll have the final boss gauntlet, and the episode will end up being like 2.5 hours anyway, so that'll be nice and well-rounded for the finale of Pokémon Colosseum, the Stream Edition, at least for the main game. The post-game will still have probably 3-4 streams after that, but, well, we'll get to that on the next episode, so... Actually, yeah, that would be bad. It would get boring, oh, for sure, because we'd just be redoing Mount Battle over and over and over again, or just doing battle mode, Pyrite Colosseum single battle over and over and over again, so, yeah. Won't be doing that, but we will be confronting the Under Colosseum on the next episode, which will probably be on Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream, and I'll see all of you on the next one next week. I will post the schedule up on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and YouTube in just a little bit once I get the description done for this one. And then we will confront the end of the main story on Monday. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. That's okay, Marie. I had a bit of a minor stroke when I was trying to talk earlier, and, well, that was what I've been doing for the past few hours, so it's okay, don't worry about it. We're all in the same boat today.